will burn you. Hey, hey.
Then you realize you don't have to play with fire.
Fire will burn you. Ah, yeah, fire will burn you. Hey, yeah, yeah, fire will burn you. Yes, sir. You are all welcome. Welcome to the show. Mansa Musa Show. Coming to you. Right. On the NFM Radio portal here in the east end of London. We were Irish. We say, Bibia, ya très bien. Fire go burn you. Aye. At the moment, I'm streaming on YouTube and on the radio. Very soon, you get me on Facebook. And very soon in the future, you see me on Twitter as well. Live. Osi Ojo. Don't forget, today is a Wednesday, so we're gonna mix things up. We're gonna mix the music, proper music, with current affairs. So politics and reggae. Don't go anywhere. Tell a friend to go and tell another friend that Mansa Musa is ready to rock and roll. Today I received some good news and I'm very happy indeed. Indeed. You know me, I don't hide anything. Even, my illness, my waist pains, and my headaches, and my eardrum bashing me. Everything I did talk. So no difference at all tonight. I'll tell you why I'm so happy. Now, Ghana Force here in your Mudane. The Office of the Special Prosecutor, yes, you were arrested Professor Frimpong Boateng, and they are granted the bail. Professor Frimpong Boateng in the baby. Okokasa must say so. You, Professor Frimpong Boateng, you want to fight corruption. Is this a corruption they fight you? Jesus Christ.
NFM Radio. NFM Radio. Emudaho.
Abusiafo, sese die ye nam Top Connect so emani sika de bagana efi wiase afana nyina yenchia kapre. Ane aye free. Top Connect amasika manie aye mrekra. Ye wohia ne se wo be download with Top Connect app no e wo Play Store. Di ama wo Android phone. Ana se wo use iPhone so a ko Apple Store na download the Top Connect. Aye simple kra. Top Connect wa mind be aduonum so wo Europe, North America and Asia. Woman ne wo dofo sika fa Top Connect so a ayentem na emre. Ne ma wa hoto so so. Sese die sika manie di foforo kra any Top Connect. Se wo hia chechemu bia fra Top Connect e wo +442 081 6155 and a +442 081 761 600 +447 882 950 088 and nasa hwehwe Top Connect e wa Belfont interfidie nyina so. Top Connect fesika mane wa dofo asumdjemu a untia kapre. Top Connect yensu ye die.
Abusia, let me go straight to the point. We will find wada. Once you attack and send me says so, your work can see come air conditioner, and also dumb air conditioning, no, and said that more can see no crane say. One funny papa and I'm installation now, with everything called enterprise, say air conditioning installation at the Mawa, Odemo, a Rubia, okay, you never called room, it's a cold stores, and a Bavia, you didn't ever see, I was saying, you know, everything called enterprise. A nice one at your Mawa, a Rubia, no, but you medicadica. You install central air conditioning, split air conditioning, car air conditioning, never solar panels also. You want a nice at your Mawa, or you be a boost straight, not for your body will fee. So, what do you say? And our gas in a sense, say you'll come with the another dear, and our cold store dear, Nina, a very nice and quick, but we will be a baby yet the amount. Also, more bridge, I'm always sit down and make anyone over to me and you can lie with so. Yeah, be install air conditioning Ibiamamu. Frank +44 7508 650279. Oh, wager, I just sent Ghana Fire Service. Wow, France 0544 489 343 and 0302 906 276. Your website, you know, everythingcode.org. And I send you an email kjamwako@yahoo.co.uk. Everything called enterprise, air conditioning, master, no.
Right, you are welcome. Welcome back to the show, Mansa Musa. I am sitting here on the captain's bridge, and I'm driving the ship. So if you want to go, come and sail with me. Be in a hurry, be quick, and come and sail with me.
NFM Radio.
Thank you. Another one, so I said, NFM Emudaho, Anna.
NFM Radio. Emudaho.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed.
President Nanado, your friend Matheson, Sunyana Nabo. Makotna awonu Holland. Ako Sam in Fifure. Sikaka kre minya yeno. Mediaba mia me maimu Ghana. Diababe to registered bank. AJN Bank. President Nanado, Uber TV so be catch Ghana for sale. JN Bank anye na juma ye ti waje bank na licenses no wo the customers ni sika be mo 3 years muni mensanka emisika sika kakre ka ye no so 550 million media kwa akoto commercial bank na me say commercial bank de me di misika akoto ho a e save President Nanado enam IMF bosiana wo kwa akoboninti Osimi misika 550 million na odi akwa ye adwuma nya interest wo so no once the korano onfa mame misika trene no so ose onfa mame jese 2024 na sika no interest ketewa no a menya no obema me mu 5%. Menya adwuma wo Ghana mintimi so enko Holland se me koye adwuma minfi akọ animu kakra kwan ben so na mefa so a meneme ire ne memba ibedidi. Mr. President, mesero se memma se me be street carefully ho. Mia misika makosam infifure enya no. Mesero se obema mensa aka. Obi bia obi tie saa me audio me recording yi bi no. Mesero se mo de beto mo platform so ebetimi afa so ma President Nanado Nensaka we nyamase ni bi etie Ghana mpanyinfo mesere mo so se mo ne President Nanado be kasa ama me medamase.
Good morning, President Nanado Adankwa Akufo-Addo. I'm paying me bano boko. Midin the ASP retired Franklin Nati. Mesun Ghana ewo police mu 24 plus years. Na me gratuity Mansa Kano milito bond 2 years. Aka 1 year this year September. Aye 2023. Na mi bond no amateur. Wu adwina wo di ba ye say wakoboka ana wa bugana abofom enti me bra ma bre sika medi to bond no commercial bank no unfa mame we enye am robber ene ebe chimi di sika o oman panyi a ya tu abama no se onhwe yeso emra wo fru plane 18,000 pounds an hour nkrofo kachreo wante emra wo fa so many ministers se omunu na oni omu betumi aye adwuma nkrofo kachreo wante ene your incompetence inti me bre amabre medisika yedi tua me ka say gratuity mi fa hwe me ho so no o si wafa this is 2033 se mi manu na opese omumbe jisika na minana no mo a minim president woni diemu Israel unuana ni bank edi enim eji loans no mfaso a wanya no misrew mano fa nsa mfaso no ekotu yesika no mesika no mfa mame Nanado utrimu yedin papa obi a maye juma Ghana mra kire se 24 years plus no yentu ameka as a retired officer no usi wuntu ameka menya 60 years ye Nanado Minister Mibisa wo. Have you been a civil servant in Ghana before? Have you worked as a civil servant? Please. Nanado.
Right, Officer Nati. Yen fancy ha na yen koyenim. Say whenever we meet Nanado, we'll ask him if he has ever been a civil servant before. Now though, let's go. Tonight is reggae time mixed with politics. So let's go and listen to some reggae tunes whilst we wait for Mr. Fireworks Atubiga, Stephen Atubiga. He says the NDC has lost its soul. That the NDC has completely abandoned its core principles, and now, contrary to Rawlings's advice that they should not mimic the NPP or the UP tradition, according to Atubiga, the NDC itself has turned into some sort of a capitalist organization. I will bring Atubiga to give us the lowdown.
Amazing grace shall always be my song of praise, for it was grace that bought my liberty, and I never know just why shall forever lift mine eyes to Calvary to view the cross where Jesus died for me.
Serious time, violence and crime, and up here gunting the youths them up on them mind. Oh, them bust it when rain a fall. You know, sister, them no care, them your youth. Bust it all when sun a shine.
Yes, it's live and running with Mansa Musa here. Wednesday, so we mix politics with very, very good reggae vibes. They call it a big sound.
Nobody know the father was a killer. Oh, well, I saved on them grow. Oh, I know me can't see. No matter how me try to do it, me can't sleep. Up here gunshot a beat. Me can't sleep. No matter how me try to do it, me can't sleep.
Good rhythm, good vibes. This rhythm by Mr. Beres Hammond, and mixed it up with all the crew, Luciano, Richie Spice and Jack Yo, and myself, Mansa Musa. So we are all enjoying the reggae music.
Gunshot a beat, me can't sleep. No matter how me try to do it, me can't sleep. Up here blood in the street.
Oh, what a night, what a night, what a night. Oh gosh, what a night. I feel good when you're wrapped up in my arms, dancing to a reggae song. Feel good, feel good.
I feel good when you wrap up tight in my arms. I feel good. Mr. Beres Hammond, that's it. That is beautiful, beautiful funk by Beres Hammond.
DJ Treasure, the mixtape emperor.
Over my skin, and then your hair dances on them.
It's about 2 minutes to how much? 7:30, and it will be 6:30 in Ghana. So let me prepare, get ready to call Mr. Atubiga. He used to be one of the NDC people, but now he has already, washed his hands off them, so to speak, and he's very explosive. I mean, he doesn't mince words at all. Anytime there's something he has to talk about, he says it as it should be. I read something that he posted, and it's very explosive. He said the NDC has turned into something he calls a capitalist organization instead of the one that deals in what we call it, a social democratic principles, looking after the grassroots. According to Atubiga, NDC nowadays is not looking after the grassroots at all. We will make sure we get Atubiga to ask him one or two.
Every time I think of saying goodbye, everything inside me says it's a lie. So I can, no I can, no can't. No, I can't. No, I can't. Hey, honey, I'd like to repay you for damages done. I know I won't be able to repair it all, 'cause I lost count. And with all the time you've been hurting, you're still so fine, and it's blowing my mind. I know I should pack and walk away and leave you nothing to remind, but I can't. Oh, I can't. No, I can't. No, honey, no.
Just a shame.
What is you now? One time God me coulda open my window. Now me I feel like up here up on the veranda. You sit at the truth when you know about them roots. Me have to ask my grandmother. Remember the days when people on the east side could go out on the west side and live in peace. Oh yes, remember the times we could party till the sunrise with no fear of being victimized, and we thought love would never cease. Question me ask, why did you step like you? Stop killing my
Right, so I bet we got to come a little bit down with the reggae tune, reggae sound, and go do some real serious business in Accra, in Ghana. Because as I told you from the very beginning that Mr. Atubiga, he used to be one of the NDC people. He has strong convictions, and anytime he speaks his mind. He doesn't mince words. He says it as he feels it should be said. And I told you yesterday that he wrote an article condemning the NDC, saying contrary to what, following the advice of Rawlings, telling them they shouldn't mimic the UP tradition. Instead, the NDC has turned now, apparently, according to Mr. Atubiga, they've turned from being democratic, having democratic socialist principles, rather they are a capitalist organization. I don't know where you guys stand with this, or if you agree or you don't. Some of us, though, we can't sit on the fence on this. Some of us think he may have a point. But let's go and listen from, they say, the horse's own mouth. Mr. Atubiga, yes. Good evening. Welcome to NFM Radio.
Good evening, my brother, and good evening to our cherished listeners, and good evening to everybody in the world.
Nice one. The cherished listeners in the world will be, in fact, they are very happy that we've got you, and they are all listening. Some are watching on YouTube, and some are on Facebook. I said earlier, I sent you a text that you need to share the links to your, members and others to listen in. I don't know if you were able to do that.
Okay, sure. I don't mind doing that. Yes, I will.
Even whilst we are talking, you can do that, don't you?
We are using WhatsApp. We are using WhatsApp. I think I can. The internet system in abroad there is different from the one in Ghana here.
Okay. I can. Yes, unless you go off air, I can send everything, even when I am talking on WhatsApp and everything. But if you cannot do it, then I'll give you 5 minutes. I've sent WhatsApp, and I'm going to send you the YouTube and Facebook as well. 10 minutes. Share it to as many as you can. Let them tune in, let them listen in, so that we can have, a good conversation for people to listen in. So you can relax, chill out now while I also chill out with some reggae music. Speak to you later.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Right. So we leave Mr. Atobiga to share, to continue sharing the share. Then when he's ready, we can, yeah, thank you. We can have him here to speak to us. Where are we? Okay, thank you very much. Because it's a Wednesday, you should understand. We mix it up with the reggae vibes. When I sent this message across tonight that Mr. Atubiga is complaining that the NDC had lost its, abandoned its roots. Many people have had some responses. A lot of people are giving me the thumbs up, and they are saying that Atiguba is right. That's what they are saying. So obviously, some people understand and they feel the guy is on the, what do we call it, is rather saying the truth. What we can say as the painful truth, the unpalatable fact that some or the NDC hierarchy has somehow turned its back on its masses, on its grassroots, and now practicing almost what we call capitalism. So if that is the case, no. If that is the case, that means Mr. Atuguba is right, isn't it? Mr. Momofanchemi, just because me, okay, thank you. Because me sending messages into na I to say my kweka. Yenko tie nyum kakra ne bra.
I'm standing in the dark, alone and lonely, thinking how am I to live without your love? I'm missing you a lot, since you're gone, can't say that I'm not. I'm missing you a lot, in this world you're all that I've got. I'm missing you a lot, since you're gone, can't say that I'm not. I'm missing you a lot, without your love. I didn't believe it when you said that you were leaving. It hurts to know you put your trust in me, and I threw it away so easily. I'm lying in my bed, alone and lonely, thinking how am I to live without your love? I'm missing you a lot, since you're gone, can't say that I'm not. I'm missing you a lot, in this world you're all that I've got. I'm missing you a lot, since you're gone, can't say that I'm not. I'm missing you a lot, without your love. Time and time again I try to show you that.
You are listening to Mansa Musa. It's 7:39 here in the UK. It is 6:39 in Ghana. The program is Fire Ubenio. Tonight we are discussing issue to do with the NDC. According to some observers, the NDC has lost its core principles, or they are veered away from their core principles, and they are doing exactly the opposite of what their late chairman, founder, advised them not to do, that they shouldn't mimic, they shouldn't copy the UP tradition. Well, we thought they would listen, but you can clearly see that no. Well, maybe I won't be fair to say they have clearly seen, but in a way, 2016, people, within the NDC complained a lot that the grassroots have been, sidelined or maligned or, not being looked after here and there and everything. And so, as it is now, the expectation is that the NDC will change course and revert to type, to origin, and make sure that they work in favor of their, grassroots. It's very important. When your grassroots, it's not about giving them money or sharing T-shirts, as Nanabi will say, or giving them handouts. But it's just that when they feel you are working for them, you see, I told you some story long ago when I came to this country first. The first thing I learned, or, as time went on, what I learned was the word hope. You see, when you are living in a country or in a society where there is hope, you can actually believe that within some number of weeks, months, or maybe years, you can achieve certain feats. For instance, when I came, and we live in in a shared accommodation with a nice fellow from Sierra Leone. His name is Abulai Sonko, and he's got his Rasta thing, so we call him the Rasta man. This guy had an old, what do we call it, Mercedes-Benz, very old. But boys being boys, I envied it. I saw it as cool. He has a car, I didn't. So obviously, one day I gathered the courage to ask him that, Rasta man, how much is your car? He said, oh, this car is cheap. It was Mercedes, but it was old, very old. I still envied it. So he said to me, look, what work are you doing? I saw, I work on the, construction site, that sort of thing, doing odd jobs here and there. And he said, construction, they even pay better. He told me that the price of that is Mercedes, within 3 months, I can buy better one than what he has or he had. You understand? So, like I'm saying, within 3 or so months, it was true that I could buy better car than he had. You see, when your grassroots, when they believe that you are working for them, and that when they graduate, there will be some conduit, some avenue, some way to find a job. There's a hope that you get a job, even maybe not very quickly, but you will. In the end, get a job, find a job. When your people start to believe that you are working for them, trust me, that means they will all follow you. But when you lose the trust of the grassroots, my brother, my sister, you are in trouble as a political organization. Anyway, let's welcome Mr. Atubiga again. Good evening and welcome back.
Good evening, sir.
Very good. You've been able to share everything. I sent you the Facebook and the YouTube.
Yes, and
very good, very good.
And then the YouTube, yes, I've shared it on most of the platforms that I've shared. Yes, the link.
Brilliant. So then, the question is it obvious what you are saying, or you think it isn't obvious? Is it that you are the only person who feels that the NDC has somehow lost its root or lost its grassroots or something like that? What do you think?
Okay, thank you so much. If you look at the NDC of today, they have put fear and panic in most of the people who want to speak, most of the people who believe in the principle and the ideology of socialists. They have put in fear of people who want to speak up, okay? And then they have derailed the party's principle and its accountability to the extent that either you are with us or it's not going to chop, you're going to be hungry. And then because you don't have anywhere to go or you don't feel like you can be bold and say, you know what, I don't want to use the word F you, but say, you know what, I know better and I'm going to stand for myself. They've put that fear in people. So it is Jerry and few of us that you can hear, the bold ones, that they even try to use suspension or expungement or expelling and all that to, to gag others, that they could use, they could think they will use that to even put fear and panic. But some of us will speak the truth because, excuse me, when you live outside the country before, and you are, excuse my language, you are even an illiterate. Okay, the streets of London itself, the regulations and how you live your life even makes you a pocket lawyer. And I can tell you that in this country, most people that have the law and know the law better than even those who have been to school. And what we talk about, job ethics, standing up for yourself, respecting the rule of law, doing the right thing, value for money, accountability. People that have lived outside the country have that, because in London or in US or anywhere outside the world, you live by what you earn. Your hours, there is nothing like hands out or kickbacks or whatever. The more you work, the more, but unfortunately down here, the more lazy and the more creative you can be to loot and be, that is what it's about. Unfortunately, the NDC has been has derailed. It's not the NDC that we started in 92 and brought it all the way back. It has derailed because most of the people that have come from CPP, if you look at the leadership of John Dramani Mahama, CPP wasn't, even though it was a socialist, but it did a lot of projects. It did a lot of social intervention, but they have, and there was honesty in those days, value for money, but they have transcended it or, flipped it to be money-making machines, cronies, family and friend business. Either you are with us to drain the people, to be corrupt, or you lose being part of the equation. So it's not the end, but they've used all structures to gag people, but they keep exposing themselves. When Ampofo and Co started taking the NDC to a wrong direction, some of us spoke up, and they stood up trying to think they will use a suspension to gag some of us. We stood by our words because truth is once, and mostly truth doesn't get victory the same day. The truth gets its victory the next, with time or the next day, as they keep saying. Then one of them was also bold. Then Nigerian Mosquito Siedin Ketia was so bold to come out to really defend or to endorse what I was saying about what Ampofo and Co were doing and how they were, what they were doing to the party. And it paid off. He won an election by endorsing some of us, what we were saying against them. So as he also gained, we stood by him that at least with what he was saying, we are expecting him to change the party and bring the party back on track. Some of us are not interested for the NDC winning power 2024. Some of us are interested in the party coming back to track, respecting people, pulling people along, all inclusive, taking people to school, to the universities, doing capacity building, empowering the youth, doing more social intervention program for the benefit of the poor. Hello? Can you hear me?
Stephen, go ahead.
Yes, bringing the party back to track, the party core values coming back on board, making sure that the depthness of your pocket should not be determined, should not be determining how rich you are, the depthness of your package should not be determined the position that you occupy. Positions should be contested and won by people who have the integrity, who can handle the job, and practically, not those who have money. And today, the NDC party, is about how the depthness of your packet, the position, the internal positions of the party is sold to the highest bidders, and then the party itself today is losing popularity. The party itself today, there's a gap between the poor and the rich, which not used to be that. Today, the NDC, it's monocracy political party, full of sycophants who are not standing up because of their stomach. And then when you are hungry, when you look wretched, hungry, in a bad shape, it means you are a real hardcore person. Immediately you are blessed and you look good, you drive well, it means you are flirting with the opposition because you don't represent them. Because you are speaking the truth to them, you should speak the truth and look wretched so that they can call you and give you 5 cedis or 10 cedis to shut up. But if you speak the truth and you are a man of your own integrity, you are a man in your own capacity, it means you are being sponsored by an opposition to tell them the truth. And I asked them, when you people were in government, you didn't feed these men, or some of us. We never complained. So why should you be talking when you're in opposition? Because we want you people to sit up, and somebody has to sacrifice for the party, and then go for a suicide mission of exposing the incompetence of the party and the kind of corruption they are breeding in the party, that when we are not careful, from now to 10 years, the NDC party will breed the most corrupt politicians in this country. In the reason why that if you are telling somebody who wants to be a president, you have 4 or 5 million registered voters, you want them to pay 5 billion for filing fees. Okay, you want them to, that's 5 billion, let's say $50,000. Even the American president, they pay $5,000, $10,000 to file their nomination. By the time you go around, that's another $20,000 or $30,000.
Right, Stephen. Let's take it. Yes. Yeah, let's take things one after the other. Now, when we talk about the party maybe losing its way a bit, or turning away from core principles, or some people within the party doing the wrong thing, as you suggest, you would agree that as a political party, notwithstanding its principle written either in stone or in concrete or whatever, as time goes on, the political party organization will have to reform itself. It will have to refine itself. It has to grow with the contemporary, the people. Instead of being a straitjacket, as they say in the parlance, same, utopian socialist ideas only. Maybe it is that you refused to refine yourself. You refuse to be modern about the way forward, and maybe not the party doing the wrong thing. How do you answer to this?
Thank you so much. You see, you can never change the frog to be like a toad. You can never make a lizard look like a crocodile. And then when you have wife and children in the house, when you, the father, dresses nicely, it might reflect to your children and your wife. When you are working, the standard of living of your father and your mother and your sister, something has to change. If you are blessed to be in a position and your family and your parents are still stuck in the same position that they were raising you, it means something is not right. Either you are eating alone, or you are deceiving the public, or doing something that is out of sight. So if NDC is not a political party like the NLC that we broke away and formed, that is the newly party that trying to get its feet. NDC is a political party that has ruled this country for more than 30 years. Okay, from revolution, transition down to, and then if you look at the amount of employment that it has created, it's so sad. Today, every NDC founding father or NDC cadre grassroots who started the party from 92, all their children, when they go to school, they go and join the NPP, because when they grew up and saw their fathers, they gave birth to them, saw their fathers being constituency chairman, how do you call branch chairman, and they are still the same. Their father have no even bicycles to show all these years, and then their children are not benefiting that. Okay, let's put them in the military. This is an opportunity. Bring your son here. Everyone for himself when they are in government. But when he gets the opportunity to go to the tertiary school, you see that the teens of the NPP are well organized. They give them scholarships. They give them hope. They take some of them outside the country. They sponsor people to be lawyers. When they come back, this NPP has set up a foundation very well that most of their people, they've empowered them to do. Most of them have a lot of chambers that they can empower each other. They are capitalists. They create jobs, big, everybody, to the extent that today they have been able to even cross the line of 90% or 99% of the social intervention programs in this country was created by the NPP. So the young man goes, and daddy, now the party which did on normal year, then the child will finish. And so that is what is happening right now, and that has made the NDC unpopular. So NDC is not supposed, it's not supposed to look at your academic background, where you are from, to be able to move with the flow, for it to be part and parcel. But unfortunately, the leadership that have come, that are transitioned, that are leading the party, are not within the hardcore boys and girls or grassroots that they have groomed and given them the opportunity to climb the ladder to the pedestal of getting to certain level today. So you see that they've been with the party for 20 years, but working with sleepers, no improvement, nothing. You can be creative and take some of them to go and learn trade. You can be able to, there's a way, a socialist party, you should move, like you said, the party should be able to pull the grassroots along. But unfortunately, it has drilled, and it has become so unpopular that, imagine a communication minister who came from an MPP to Kaumaneboa, was on stage, will be on a stage, MPP, because he doesn't have an NDC, this foundation. Are you getting me? You hear John Dramani Mahama's style of leadership is strictly CPP, that he came and joined, that he got the post. So you can see that he's doing big things, just like Kwame Nkrumah. But when he turned back, it's like father building a lot of assets throughout the whole country. But you turn around, the children, their clothes are torn. They look all malnourished.
So if I get you right, in one respect, the NDC did not lift, or have not been able to lift its grassroots along like the Chinese people have done, from poverty to middle class sort of living standards. They have not done that. At the same time, you want them to be very, how do I say it, principled, and rather work. I thought you would say that it's better to work for the whole country, because equally, the MPP have not also lifted anybody apart from themselves. So, will you blame your NDC so much that are you saying they are the same as the NDC MPP?
Believes that let's struggle together and benefit together. But the NDC doesn't believe in that. When they are in government, they know when they are in opposition, they know their grassroots. They will suffer with them. They will share the pain and everything. Immediately they win. They're now looking for certificates. And they don't mind whether you are not an NDC person. They will call you and give you a position. They don't mind whether you understand the hardcore and the ideology of the party very well. For the fact that you may know the president, for the fact that you may have cronies here, even those that suffered for the party, today they have to be on queue. They cannot see the minister. They cannot see the DC. Their own colleague that they give them a position, you cannot see them. And that has brought this MDC to this far that NDC is like a beautiful woman walking, very cute, but no character to sit in.
So are you saying that you would have problem with Atta Mills' father for all? Instead of, that father for all, you rather want bring another principle of looking after your own. Is that what you are saying?
When you have a father, which NDC itself is a father, and then the voters that believe in the party's ideology are the mother. And if you don't feed your
NFM
wife
Radio.
and your father, you don't feed them on the farm, you don't feed each other, where is the energy to work tomorrow? You must feed the house, then the rest of it, you feed the outside. But there are structures put in place that you can feed the rest, because if you go and sell the food outside, you are feeding the rest. So all we are saying is that when you come to power, people that believe in the socialists, that are people that you employ as ministers, and they will disembark and put structures in place that every Ghanaian will benefit, irrespective whether you are NDC or MPP. But if you go and bring a sheep in a wolf cloth that is who claim to be a socialist and then is a capitalist, because he cannot in his own capacity implement big things, they'll be grabbing. Because a Pentecost person can never pray like a Roman Catholic, but they are all preaching the same God. But if you go and sit there, definitely the word of God will touch you. So whether we like it or not, everybody wears a political jacket. It's just that some of them don't expose the political jacket, but some, based on their jobs, maybe based on them losing their jobs, based on them getting the backlash in the office, they pretend. But in this country, NDC have 45%, MPP have 45% of the population. The 20% is between the swing voters, the smaller political parties that determine whether your government is so bad. And today, in this country, it is not your good performance or the bad performance of any government that wins election. It is how united your party is, because it's a party that gives birth to government. On election day, it's not about government, it's about party. And if your party is able to resist very well, you can collate your results. And if your party gives way, any other government or any political party will be able to steal your votes and win power. Once you are defeated, you are defeated. The election is won at the police station. Unlike in London over there, when you go, it's about when you look at, are you getting your benefits? Are the taxes coming
NFM
in?
Radio.
Are you benefiting from the taxes? Are you seeing good roads? They don't care whether it is the Liberal Party or what's the other political
you see,
party?
that is what I wanted to ask you. You have brought a point here. So as a good socialist, I would have thought you would fight that your irrespective of, the party you belong, I mean, your socialist party should rather work to, bring everybody up, instead of you advocating that NDC should look after its own first. That is really not the socialist principle, is it?
I am saying that in a contest, if a socialist party and as a NDC and all your appointees are able to go through certain counsel, I won't use the word counseling, they are able to go through training or some kind of the socialist that schooling that we are doing, for them to know that if you are a minister, you have to implement structures that every Ghanaian will benefit, not for the individuals alone. If a project, let's say a project is there that you give a $1 billion contract to one person, why don't you be creative and break the contract down so that instead of going to one person, it means 500-600 people can benefit from the same project. And then if you're a minister of trade, make sure you protect made in Ghana goods and make sure that you liaise with the finance minister to get loans that can spread everywhere, that will transition all the way down to the other place and to touch every Ghanaian. Unlike you give such trade, you let somebody give them 5, 6, 10, 20, 40 people's money. You sum it up and give it to one person who will go and set up something small, whereby you can spread it, others to have it and grow. I get to where I'm coming from. You put the impediment that make it difficult for people to be able to set up the private entities in this country. A socialist party is supposed to make it that it's easier for you to set up a business. They should have more banks. Singapore population is less than 10 million. They have 460 banks today, because as of 3-4 years ago, it was 365. Today it's about 400. So every sector will have a bank. And the idea of in abroad, have you heard them giving budget to the roads? What have you? All they do tools.
NFM Radio.
Me? The rails all belong to the private sectors, and then you want somebody to buy the coaches, which is the trace, and put on top of it the lightning system. Every neighborhood, every jurisdiction, it has a different contractor that is giving the power there. If there's a transformer, every constituent, every district, every town, every county is a different people. So they don't give Zoom Lion to one big person the whole country. No, they should be creating more Zoom Lions in every region, more Zoom Lions in every constituency, and that is how you spread the national cake and will all create employment. And that is how the Social Democrat NDC is supposed to operate. And the schools, they will encourage more people to build more schools to compete with the government, so that they will all tap into the senior high, so that there won't be certain areas that government has to find money to come and build those schools that it doesn't have. Once the school fee, the free school and what have you, government will tap all in there. And also they will make it in such a way that everybody who wants to go can have access to loans. It doesn't matter that you have to be a nurse or teacher's trainee. Everybody, irrespective, once with our new identification card is the forward, the number that is on there should be your ID card, that for your school, from your pay, your job, writing any exam should be that unique number, so that you can be tracked like the way you are in London there. You can move to any part of the world. So that's your social security number from your. So when that is hit, you can be tapped anywhere. Your passport, that should even be your unique number.
So, Mr. Stephen Atubiga, you are, going about all these policies, these programs, these plans, and everything, which is fine. Why is it that when you are with the group, the NDC, when you voice such sort of programs out as an advice or something, nobody wanted to take? And why did you leave? You should have stayed in to help, to chart the course, to do the right thing, right?
We gave them knowledge. We tried giving them knowledge from the energy sector during the Doomso. We tried giving them a lot of solutions at the background, but unfortunately, some politicians or some leadership are afraid of intelligent people or smart guys. They think that once you tell them that, look, do AB, they want the yes master, yes boss, yes, consider it down. Oh, side, no ababa, say you are the all. And anytime you are a leader and everybody who can praise you, it means there's a problem. Or anybody who has, no side, we'll finish everything we've done. They ask them, what have they finished? The day you lose election is the day you start campaigning. The day you win an election is the day you start campaigning with implementing your promises as a circuit, as a campaign tool. Immediately you derail, the circle has broken and it has a backlash.
But
so they were not listening.
Mr. Tikuba, you see, my question, please understand it from this, context, that a bit of what we call it, devil's advocatism is being played here. Yeah. I'm playing devil's advocate here, but you got to understand in that context. What I'm saying is, it's all well and good, your NDC or your previous NDC were in opposition, still in opposition. They are facing a very vicious, no-nonsense group of people in the form of the ruling clan known as NPP. Very vicious, very tactically astute. They don't care how. It's just all about winning the majority, about winning the power, making sure they do whatever they want to do. Don't you think your party NDC needed, the peaceful space, so to put it, needed the peace of mind in order to at least prepare to challenge, to take a proper challenge, so that some of you were seen as not contributing, but rather troublemakers. And in this sort of environment, no political party needs troublemakers. They need people to support, to push the boat to the shore, so that the fish that you've caught will not, end up capsizing the boat. What do you say to that? That you became a troublemaker?
In politics, you need the weed smokers, you need the drug addicts, you need the propagandists, you need the truck pushers, you need the watch sellers, you need the headsmen, you need the country boys.
Please don't tell me you need Asha women.
You need the prostitutes.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
You need the gays. You need in politics. You need everybody.
All right.
And everybody plays a role. And you need the taxi drivers. Sometimes a party has to, and that's how the national security operates. Some people be taxi drivers, you get them the taxis to drive. Some of them you have to empower them to be the watches sellers for intelligence reason. Some of them, and as the president, if your national security coordinators, your all your security cannot call somebody in the remote area, an ordinary person.
So which category did you fall in? Which category did you belong to?
Well, some of us we call ourselves activists. We are political activists. Okay, that are not afraid to even tell our people that look, let's go this way, because some of it is Rollins that trained us, and one thing he told us is be bold and speak up, irrespective of even your house. Tell them, Daddy, the boys are hungry. Daddy, you are not doing the right thing. We went here, they are complaining that infrastructure hasn't gotten here. Look, the person we brought in, he's not with us, so he's taking decisions that is making your party unpopular. Okay, so some of us were a political activists, grassroots. We work our way up from the grassroots to foot soldiers. From foot soldiers, we became activists. From the activists, started speaking up, and then we built ourselves up to date.
So
that is what.
Yeah, you building yourself is okay, but my question is not answered. I've got a gentleman whom I can describe as a fine, refined socialist calling all the way from outside London. But before I go to him, I still want my question answered. That didn't you at any point realize that maybe to see yourself as a troublemaker? Because, like I'm saying, you still, I think even though you've left the NDC, surely you are not going to endorse MPP to stay in power. That being the case,
no.
Don't you think, you were, it's like you were in their ears all the time, was rather, troubling. It was becoming a problem. It wasn't a help to push everyone forward. What do you say to that?
Oh, there's meaning to what everybody sees every politician differently. Politics is go and look for power. Sell your ideology. Once you are given the opportunity, create jobs, improve the standard of living of the people, develop the country, let people feel good, give them security, let citizens live healthier, make provisions for the retirees, the senior citizens, give better roads, bring investment in, create more jobs, let the country itself, those are the things that some of us have been asking for and expect. That's what Jerry did. Yes.
So you think somebody like Ofusu Ampafo wasn't aspiring to such ideas and ideals?
As any leader, any leader should have the devil in them, okay, and then the godly in them. Any leader who is not afraid to bring out the devil in them cannot lead.
I see. I think that is clear enough. So now there have been changes.
Let me explain to you. As a president,
go ahead.
When the country has to go to war, it's not about your wife and children. Once they made you the number one gentleman, you should be able to hit the button that retaliate back. Don't let them kill citizens. Any person that dies in the hands of another country, you should not sit up. When your country is an attack, it's not about the Bible. You are taking in the interest of that. Is why leadership has to be bold and know when to crack the whip, and you must be able to say
okay,
no.
Fine. I think you are speaking now in coded message, which is understandable. Let me ask you now that they have done changes, they've made some changes. Are you satisfied with at least the structure now?
I want to tell you a story. Most of us broke out of the party, out of the NDC to form a different party, under the permission of our former leader, Jerry John Rawlings. Remember, when the NDC started derailing, the wife set up a party, which our founder is one of the founding fathers with his signature on it. So as we came, we didn't support the wife because we felt that if it was an ordinary party member who fought them to go and form another party for preventing them from contesting at Tamils, then a lot would have joined, because tomorrow it will be your turn. Just as some of us are fighting them today for making the filing fee so high. It means to contest an internal election, it means anybody that becomes appointee, they have to steal money. They have to rob the country and save because they want to be president. They want to contest election. In that case, we have set a seed of corruption in the party already because of bad decision that the party has taken already, which has not positioned the party very well. And that is why we are saying this is very dangerous to the party, because the NDC is going to breed the most criminals or the most corrupt politicians in this country if you are not careful, based on the high fee of trying to participate in any internal election. And Rawlings has always stood his gun. Rawlings has always stood his grounds, telling us that if your salary for 3 months, 1 year, cannot pay in the NDC for you to use it to file to contest any position in the party, this is no more a socialist. And that was one of his problems, that we felt that in 2016, the party had to go back to opposition for us to rebuild the party, rebrand the party. Because we're in government.
So in the course of rebuilding and rebranding, you have left again.
I'm saying that we left the NDC to form another political party, so that the majority that are disgruntled, that will not go out and vote, we will come out and they'll vote for the NLC. So that in moving forward, it's just like MPP having done Buzia Dombo. Remember, it's where they find themselves. So in future, 2028, 2032, when they are still in opposition and they realize that, look, we have to make changes to pull everybody along. Remember, the NLC moving away is not about NLC. So that we can tell them that, look, this is it. Your structures are not creating employment for your youth. Your structures are not doing capacity building. Your manifesto or your internal arrangement is wrong. It's not reflecting as socialist. Your lifestyle of driving big V8 to the remote areas, going to tell them when they vote for you, when you are in power, they are on their own, is unacceptable. So Ashanti people say, when you leave your father's house to go if you leave your father's house to go and build another house, you don't push your father's house away. You don't push it away, okay? You make sure that you lead a very good life. Well,
that will be music in the ears of the NDC, that you are not pushing their house away.
No, we're only telling Mr. Let me give you an example. The year 2000, when Obeda Samoa and Gusitano and Co had problems with Rawlings, they said, look, this is a democrat, social democrat. It is not a military. Certain lifestyle of yours that you are so controlling, you are not allowing us to take decision. It is not. That is not how politically. So remove the military jacket and be a civilian and listen to us. When he refused and they broke away, that is why they took 1% away and Atamels and then Kufuor won. The year 2000. Then they didn't understand each other. The year 2004, Kufuor won again. Then when Atamels realized that, look, it is the truth, he went on, knelt on his knees, called Kwekwe Anyedoho, and held Obeda Samuel's legs. Gusitano and Koda, I'm begging you people, come back and let us see how we can win power 2028. And they gave their conditions, and the Tamils accepted, and then they restructured certain things, and they won power. When John Dramani Mahama took over 2012, okay, after he won power, Big Zedin and Koda, they cut a deal for them to have a position. Big Zedin was no more a minister, Rojo deputy minister, sat at East and took tea. Rojo, the one who went and sat at the East, they all lost their jobs. They removed most of them. And this time around, they didn't break away with their party. They sat aloof. That is why 2016, there was no even, how do you call it? There was no even
I will come back to question all this again when we come back because there's a gentleman here. He has stayed for... Listening. Yeah, he's been here for a long time. Let's ask him what he wants to tell us or ask us. Then we will take it from then. Adam, good evening.
Good evening, Mansa. How are you?
I'm very well, Adam.
Hello.
Thank you very much. I respected the name Achubiga. I know there is a renowned High Court or Supreme Court Justice called Achubiga. Does this guy relate to him?
No. This is Atu Biga. The other one is the other name is different. In fact, most of the times I also make that mistake.
It's the same name, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's not the same.
I think Atu Biga is confused. Two things. He's confusing two things here. When we talk about the liberal, the social democracy, the egalitarian democracy. Egalitarian democracy is a broader umbrella for most of the political ideologies. It is a political ideology. And a political ideology breeds a politician. Therefore, if NDC is an egalitarian liberalism democracy, which is a socialist democrat, that translates into their manifesto. But if it translates into the manifesto, that doesn't mean that NDC should be as corrupt as an MPP to help the party foot soldiers. No. It should create an enabling environment for each and every Ghanaian to be able to strive. The egalitarian democracy is a party that has respect for all human as one. Equal human right to food, right to education, right to shelter, right to water, right to everything. Therefore, if the NDC did embark on infrastructure development under John Dramani Mahama, then NDC, in one way or the other, practiced the egalitarian liberalism. But the environment back home, people like Achubiga, the notion they've got in pursuing political ambitions in Ghana is very wrong. You see, as a gentleman, as a young man, he's very intelligent, but he's not applying his intellect to make effective change in future politicians in the country. Now we've got a corrupt political administration in office. Whether you are NDC or an MPP, as long as you are a decent Ghanaian, you should draw a line and this in between these two political parties and find out that one is lesser evil than the other. You see, when we talk about the ideologies and how you want the NDC to pull the foot soldiers and come along with them, how you equate the NDC and the MPP in terms of chronism and friends and family running a country, then the NDC is far better than the MPP. Some of us disagreed with the NDC and we parted company with the NDC during Rawlinson's era when he made Atamels, who destroyed the NDC. He made Atamels, and Atamels destroyed the NDC, brought in those who would say yes, sir, in as much as he did not want to be called the yes boss. But they made him a yes boss, so they can loot. You see, when you say that, I agree with you. But not to extent that you want the NDC to feed the food soldiers, to feed them, make them fat and lazy, that they don't think, just as MPP has done and has looted the whole country. That's why I'm saying Achubiga should go back to
NFM Radio.
Go back to the drawing table. Do a proper political analysis. Think beyond the borders of Ghana. Think beyond the borders of the NDC and the MPP. He made several analogies with this world, the UK and America, which were very wrong. If you are talking about decentralization policy, the NDC had wanted to decentralize Ghana under Rawlins. But the current crop of the NDC people are as thick as brick. The politicians in Ghana are thick. They are like brick. They don't think. A country that after 5 o'clock, the country is closed. The country closes after 5 o'clock. Everybody becomes a fool in that country. You see, if you have a country such as this, Achubika, a young intellectual man, wouldn't be speaking like this. He would have sounded different. We all had our issues with our political parties. I have issue with Labour. I have issue with Sir Keir Starmer. But the good thing about this country is you speak on issues. You don't talk with your emotions, you see. We need to come together. Tell the NDC, look, write a very good letter to the NDC Secretariat. Tell them the reason why you don't want to associate yourself with the NDC at this time. But these are the conditions. If they are able to meet halfway for the interests of the country, but not for your selfish interests, you will sing the song of the NDC to tell Ghanaians that foot soldiers of NDC, we are not like the MPP who would sit down and wait for the guru job to go and do it. So we ruin our country. We destroy all the rivers in Ghana. We dig every forest in Ghana. We build unnecessary houses. We do unnecessary businesses to collapse Ghana's economy. You see, if we get our people doing that, we will build a better country. I disagreed with John Dramani Mahama when he came to the Ghana High Commission here to talk about free education. I asked him, look, you campaign, you never do free education. And now you are saying you're going to do free education. Where are you going to get the money from? Are you going to do it just like Kufuor did the feeding program with the hope that the Netherlands will support him and he's becoming a white elephant? You see, we need to think and ask questions. We need to think and sign proper contract for our country. Kufuor, Atamels, these two people destroyed Ghana today. They have destroyed Ghana today. They have made Akufo-Addo become the biggest thief in our country, ruin the country. And people like Achubiga are not doing the right thing to call Ghanaians that, look, we have to rise up. This country belongs to us. We don't have any second Ghana. We have only one Gold Coast, which was turned to Ghana under the leadership of Dr. Osajifo Kwame Nkrumah. If Achubiga is listening to me, we can have debates on this, and probably he will change his political perception and do the right thing and help Ghana.
You see, thank you very much, Adam. It's all the point well taken. You see, for me, where I tend to agree with Atuguba is that recently I have come to the realization I was fearing this might happen after the death of Rawlings. But it is happening because this June 4th, prior to the date June 4th, I sent out letters almost begging for people, talk, Jojo. Sometimes it doesn't put food on the table, but at least it is politics. So when you are narrating, talking, sharing experience, putting the history across, I've always decided that I will never let anybody, what is the word, to obfuscate or to change the narrative about Nkrumah.
If I have my way, I wouldn't make you finish your statement. Let me tell you, the people of NDC, such as Achubiga, they allowed this June 4th not to be celebrated. They would allow 31st December not to be celebrated because they are apologetic.
Well, that is what I'm trying to say, that I feared.
Hold on.
I feared that this will happen.
On any political platform. I stand on international platform to justify the 31st December. What went on in Ghana, I justified it, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of June 4th.
Unfortunately, most of these people, especially here in the UK, they are rather shying away from it. And like I said, I suspected
because
it, but I didn't know it was going to happen so soon.
That's why I'm telling you that they are the wolves. They are causing the demise of the beautiful political, ideological contentions of the NDC. The NDC people, I'm saying they are fake. Indeed, they are fake. They need to go back to the drawing board and start justifying some of the things that happen in Ghana. If we had drummed it home, Akufo-Addo and his people will not be stealing. The Supreme Court justices will not going to be thieves and stupid as that, because they know that one day somewhere somebody will come, even if they are sleeping, grab them, take them to the Ross in where they kill them, and kill them because they are national wrecks.
You see, like I said,
and his people should go on the street and say, look, we justify 31st December revolution. We justify June 4th because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points are right. As of are becoming thieves now. Police officers are becoming thieves.
I don't know. Maybe you have not had time to listen of late. But I have said that, look, whatever reasons that they were for June 4th, all those years ago, I was in fact, June 4th, I'll tell my age to the whole world. I was 20 years old, living with my dad at Flagstaff House, a soldier. So in the thick of everything, I know everything. Look, June 4th, everything that brought about June 4th, today, that justification is about 20 times valid. You understand? So if you have look
at this crook, Kweku Baku. Look at this thief, Kweku Baku. Look at him now.
Anyway, let's leave Kweku Baako aside. Let's talk about the NDC people. Look, in the end, I wrote A4 papers, front and back, 4 of them, to come and do my monologue. Then luckily, the current chairman of NDC UK called me to say, I'll come and join you to talk about June 4th. Otherwise, the infighting in the UK here, the infighting, it is so high, so bitter, nobody wanted to, they didn't feel free.
Blame NDC and Atamels, Atua Hoy, Babna Hoy, those enemies of the revolution who pretended to be revolutionarists.
But Adam, sometimes, well, they are not here to defend themselves, but I can hold brief for them. Maybe I'm wrong, but you see, the reason why I say I can hold brief for them is that don't forget that after 19 or so years, it was natural that human beings, irrespective of whatever good Rawlings was doing, it's like we've had enough. Now, the narrative has gone around that if you vote for any civilian in the NDC, you have voted for Rawlings. It's not like today, with hindsight today, people will think, oh, if we had Rawlings back today, we would love it all. But by then, in the 2000s, early 2000s, the narrative was that if you vote for any NDC person, you are bringing in Rawlings. So people, it was the brand was somehow dirtied, to use the word of that Hamid. You see, so people, hang on a second. So all these people you have mentioned, they somehow wanted to shield the party to appeal to the other people. No, maybe it's wrong, but that is the reason why they did that, so that it will appeal to those who will say that
Atamils couldn't have won the elections. During the second round, Rawlings made a fantastic campaign.
No, you don't understand the dynamics of this. What I'm saying is, look, in the minds of people, the thing is, they are too aware in the rest. For me, I think they haven't told me anything, but I think their idea was that they had to prove to Ghanaians that, we have changed. Now we are not Buga Buga again. Even Rawlings want to be Buga Buga, we are not going to listen. It was wrong. It was a wrong tactics. But I understand why they did it then. That's not what I'm saying. Today we know they got it wrong.
That is why I'm saying I will never be unapologetic.
Atubiga, yes. What happened in Ghana? I'm not in Ghana. You were in Ghana. The June 4th. How was it celebrated? Tell me.
Okay, thank you. Before we go there, I want to make my brother on the other side had made certain comments, and which is also surprising. View. It is not a banter with somebody that something we should discuss to know whether the fellow is wearing an NDC jacket, an MPP jacket. I hope you understand what I'm talking about.
You broke up from the very beginning. Sorry. The line dropped a bit, so start again because I don't get your premise at all. Start your sentence from the very beginning.
I'm saying that the interview that I decided to honor, know that it's an interview one-on-one for me to share my ideas and my decision for us to have a conversation.
Yes.
When there's going to be a third party besides you, the host, I am supposed to know who is that for what political party. Is he NDC or MPP? There is a difference between having a discussion about certain things that I have my idea, because I have my party. I don't think anybody on the other line should believe what I believe or how my NDC should be.
Sure.
If there's a third party that should come in, I should be able to know that is that fellow NDC or MP, because we are on the ground working. I'm not underrating his estimate, his integrity, but once my name is being mentioned, Rob, that target me in certain capacity in the party, I have to be able to respond back before I can move to any other topic, because people that are listening may not know that I'm a leader of a political party, a founder of a political party, and I deserve that when I'm speaking, just like interviewing Nana Akufo-Addo or John Dramani or anybody else who is in opposition, nobody interjects, or you have to let them know it's a banter, because my followers, my leadership. I get where I may not be in power.
To be fair to you, I think this is my fault. You see, when I introduced him as a scholar, initially I thought it was going to be a question It has turned out to be a contribution, but for that, I will have to apologize to you that wasn't the plan.
Yes.
And I'm not going to stop you from rebutting or responding to his words. So take it away.
Nobodies in this country. Yes, we are nobodies in this country, but we built something that practically that we are on the ground eating the gari and suffering, try to build something. We are not perfect. We can never compare ourselves to outside. I have lived in the state for 17 years. I was a real estate agent. I was a realtor. I was a contractor building houses. I did so many. I opened jobs in US. When I came back, I didn't just go to one day and say I'm a politician. My grandfather was a councilman during Liman's time. His son, firstborn Matasa Ativiga, was a member of parliament in Liman's time. Then my biological father was the MP from 92 to 2014, Ativiga, who is still alive. They built a party together, and then we've been groomed in it. There is nothing like a perfect party in this country. I'm not going to speak for the MPP, but when I'm on the line and I hear most of the things going towards the NDC, the MPP have also done something positive in this country. The planting for food and jobs. If you go around practically on the ground, like as I at Tubiga have gone around all the 275 constituencies, it has empowered the farmers. There's food there. If you look at the roads that President Nanado is doing today, if they are able to honor their promises and finish all the 27 bridges and interchanges and all the roads in this country, it means in the history of this country, all the way to today, they have done more roads than any other government. I just want us to understand, besides defending our political parties and criticizing the opponents, the opponent, they've also done something contributed to this country. I don't think Nanado told this country that I am coming to be like NDC, the Ghanaians voted for him. I don't think when they wanted a second term, they said, give me the chance for me. What we sowed is what we are reaping. My brother, we have to be frank. America voted for Trump, because of Trump, how he presented himself. The Republicans, the redness bought into his idea and voted for him. When he came and people realized that he was a different person, they gave the chance to Joe Biden. My brother, are you getting me? That doesn't mean that today, if Trump want to contest, he'll get the most vote, because he's been brave to tell Americans that a woman is a woman, a man is a man. He will cancel the idea of a small child and a teacher in the classroom telling the child that it's okay for you to be a man and then there's a woman in you. So I get to where I'm coming from. So as if you bring this country, John Dramani Mahama had his flaws. There is nothing like a perfect in this country, in the history of democracy in this country. We can punch holes in Atamil's good things that he has done, Rollins' good things and bad things, John Dramani Mahama good things and bad things. But we have to be, when we get this platform, we should speak more intellectually that how can we move this country forward. The question to me you were asking me is, why did I leave the NDC? What things that did they do that we didn't want? I was talking internally. I wasn't talking about policies externally. I wasn't talking about things in certain sectors that they didn't do in terms of the rules and what have you. So if my brother come on the line, then come intellectually. My brother, I get to where I'm coming from. It makes me having a conversation. It derails where we are going. Like I am just talking party. We were talking, my questions was about party. What has brought us this far? Why did we leave? Things that they did. My brother, also.
For me, it was all about the fallout, mostly within yourself, and also, also your comments that you made that the NDC has lost its ways. That is a very important.
Mansa,
yes, and our conversation was strictly to the NDC. My brother, I'm saying that
to my brother Achubiga.
Conversation was strictly NDC. Our conversation had nothing to do with NPP, what they've done, family and friend. We were talking about the NDC that I belong to and things. So when that comes in and the ideology that like Stephen and Co think this way, it's not fair to me. He doesn't know me that much. But when my brother, I get to where he may have been reading certain things that I say on social media, but we're limiting our conversation to the NDC. We had nothing to do with NPP.
Okay.
But when he comes in and he interjects and thinks,
I asked a question. I asked a question. Before you answer the question, Adam, you say you want to clarify something.
Yes. What I'm saying is the premise of the conversation. Beautiful. NDC has lost. Has NDC lost its ideological contention? Beautiful. Yes, I said that, and I said my brother Achubiga is confusing two things. when we're talking about the ideologies of the NDC, which is the egalitarian democracy, yes, they've lost it. They lost it because some of them were apologetic. They lost it because they wanted to be like the NPP. They lost it because the foot soldiers thought there were manners that were going to fall from heaven.
NFM Radio.
So at times, John Mahama want to please everybody and please none. You see, I have rated Achubika's intelligence. I've rated him. But what I'm saying is, I want us to help each other. You see, Ghana is young. In our democracy, we are just a little more than 30 years. We will have teething problems. But now we have no excuse. The world is at the fingertips of everyone. We cannot say, Yene Abrofo Nyepe. We are the same. But the only thing is we are stupid. We need to learn from history and build somewhere. Oliver Cromwell, there are people who support Oliver Cromwell in this country up to today. That's why we have the House of Commons. Even Guy Fawkes, people support Guy Fawkes. You see? So, well, my advice to Achubika is I will not shy away from whatever I've said. I've never attacked his intelligence. I rate him, he's very intellectual. He should forge ahead with a positive argument within the NDC, just as we did. I did. I challenged the NDC. I was an NDC member. I challenged the NDC. I challenged them and then I left. I'm still an NDC. I can never be any politician. I can never be. The CPP is gone. Therefore, I'm next to the NDC. I am NDC. If I vote any elections in Ghana, I'll vote for NDC. You see? And I still have my grievances with the NDC.
Okay.
And I need to address it.
We need to make progress. I want to know how, Ghana or Ghanaians celebrate it, if I can use the word celebrate, or commemorated June 4th. I want to know from Atuguba. After all, he is there, we are not. So that is also very important before any leading question can follow, or any, we can follow up with any question. Atuguba, Mr. So what happened? Because I've told you what happened here.
Okay. If you look at the NDC today, as we are telling you, anything they organize is propaganda. Like the June 4th, after the demise of Jerry John Rawlings, they are just doing it ceremonially, but they are not doing it, celebrating it to have the right. How can you celebrate June 4th under Jerry? Under Jerry's name, his integrity, what gave birth to manifest for us to have NDC today, that no matter the differences, are you telling me Jerry John Rawlings' children cannot bring their mother to that ground? Nana Kunedu, wherever she finds herself, cannot speak. She's coming to speak June 4th, not political party as NDP or NDC. June 4th is for the June 4th. That gave birth to the NDC. And then the NDC is, when they talk about Democrats, or it is the amalgamation of different people with different political backgrounds that have come together to be Democrats. It means there is a little bit of MPP background, there's a little bit of CPP, there's a little bit of PNC. They came together and a little bit of the military. They came together to form the NDC, or to form Social Democrats. So if they had Jerry John Rawlings' wife come and speak about June 4th, come and speak about 37th December, they speak in the capacity of they practice it, they implemented it for others to join. Then the other political figures will come and speak when they took the baton from the revolution to the democracy. Some of us expected any June 4th celebration, people that were closer to Jerry, not necessarily the wife. Then
so obviously, my good friend, that is what you wanted to happen. That is what you expected. I'm asking you, what happened?
Yes. That's what I'm telling you. They failed. What they went and did there was try. You are not implementing what this man left for in terms of corruption free. You people have planted corruption around you. You people have become greedy. You are building the party in your own interest or governing the country in your own peculiar interest, not for the masses. You have derailed the vision of the NDC. So going there to just go and do the June 4th over there was to celebrate yourselves, but not to let the generation know that this is the son of
Mr. Atubiga, look, objectively, yes. I wasn't there. I don't even know what NDC did in Ghana. That's why I'm asking you, at that particular Deba or whatever they organized, I want you to tell us what happened. You said Nana Kuredu, was she there or she wasn't? Was she refused or she wasn't refused?
No,
I want to know what happened.
I'm saying that you asked a question, maybe I didn't get to that the June 4th celebration, was it nice? That's why I am punching holes that the flaws that they did. To me, it was like an ordinary NDC rally.
Okay.
It wasn't something that represented June 4th in celebrating the people that died.
Hang on, Adam, hang on 1 second, please. Go ahead. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mr. Atuguba, go ahead.
I am saying that the June 4th celebration that the NDC organized in the Volta region didn't look like the June 4th. It looked like an NDC going there to have a rally and celebrate a birthday, but not to celebrate the integrity, the achievement, the one who built it, how it transitioned. That wasn't what we saw.
I see. Adam, you wanted to say something?
Yes. What I'm trying to say is, you see, the NDC has no any moral justification to celebrating the June 4th because the latter days of Rawlings's era, they didn't even celebrate the June 4th with him. He celebrated a beautiful June 4th. He drew Martin Amidou to light the fire.
He was not invited. Martin Amidou and co all were not there.
Yes. So the NDC now has no moral justification to saying that they want to celebrate the June 4th. You see where I had a little bit problem with Achubiga. They are the young men in the country that will stand tall, chest high, and say, look, we all have principle. My principle is the current NDC, because you disown the founder of the party and his ideologies, you have no moral justification today to celebrate June 4th or 31st December celebration. I will take you to court if you try to celebrate it. We are going to celebrate it. And you see people within the NDC who support the fundamental principles of ex-President Rawlings, who will support Achubiga, and they will take up this celebration of a very monumental history of Ghana. They will take it to the future generations. We shouldn't allow certain things to be celebrated by institutions. It should be a national celebration, a national mental-orientated celebration, not specifically for a certain group of people. I will tell you that there are thousands of MPP people who support June 4th and 31st. But because we are not making it look like it was a justifiable action to redeem our country, so they are shying away from it.
Yeah, that
if
one
I
I
have
agree.
myself in that country, I would have sued anybody who tried to celebrate the June 4th in the name of the NDC, unless the High Court or any court of competent jurisdictions explain to me why we should let the NDC celebrate.
He was on his own.
Just like
go ahead, Atuguba.
Jerry was neglected when they took power from Atamil's time that he struggled and he became a president, that they had an agreement. Atamil said, based on my health ground, he said, no, you take over from me and go one term. After the one term, then you step down, we'll bring Nana Kunedu in. And then when it came, the Ahoys, the people that matter, became greedy, and they broke that promise, and that broke the camel's back. And that was the beginning of the banter between Jerry's hatred to
Obviously, there was there was a problem. And for me, I'm trying to look for the NDC representative in Accra, one of these is Fifi Kweti. Look, they now need a unifying figure, someone to bring everyone on board and maybe smoke a peace pipe. You mentioned how Nana Kuredo and the rest. They all have their problems. Of course, you can't blame one side and one side only should take the blame. The fault, I think, can be shared equally or equitably. But the point is, there is a problem. We can't pretend there isn't. And if they are not reconciling on how to, emerge from out of those crises, then even their identity is going to be in question, because we are talking about June 4th and 31st and that. It is what brought about NDC. So if the NDC members now don't know what they are about or where they belong, where they have come from, they have a problem. So who wants to take it?
That is very true.
Yes, that is why I'm saying that, you see, because we were apologetic to what happened, that is what will happen, because the MPP or the UPs have twisted the history of Ghana for far too long, and they are continuously doing it. We need to fight it. We cannot rewrite history. History is written once, and we have to be proud of where we have come from. You see, in any developed world, there was a revolution, the French Revolution, the American Revolution.
I like your word apologetic. Look, even last time the chairman was here, Mbamba, the UK, their chairman, he was being apologetic. Words like we can't celebrate because there was some excesses and all that. These guys are not politicians. Anyway, listen. I need to move on with Mr. Adam and there are some calls coming behind, but because you are here, I couldn't take it. So listen, Mr. Adam, I will thank you very much for your contribution.
If you can pass my contact to that Chubiga after the program so we can talk, or you pass his contact to me so we can. We share the same ideology, so we are revolutionary.
Adam wants your number, so I will give it to him.
Yes, no problem.
All right. But until you stay there, you are in Accra. I have to ask you about your party as well.
You can put my number on anybody who wants to get. No problem. We can chat. We can
no
talk. So
problem. Okay, I will do that. If you want me to do that, I will do that. All right. Stay there for me.
Sure.
You. All right. So Adam, thank you very much.
Thank you. All right.
Right. For those of you who want to join, please do join. I have two telephone numbers. You keep calling only one of them. 0208 123 5911 and 07876 251 261. That 07 number is WhatsApp as well. So if you're in Ghana, just add 44 7876 251 261. 447876251261. It's a WhatsApp number. You can call from everywhere, anywhere. Before the next caller comes in, Mr. Tuguba, let me ask you, so what is your plan, your objective? What exactly do you want to do going forward? Because you can be a hindrance, in the ways of the NDC, as they say in account, or you can be a positive sort of an inclusion or addition to the process. Where do you belong?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, first and foremost, the NDC's biggest problem is having a defeated former sitting president, who I love so much dearly. I believe in him so much, who has opened doors for every Northerner to also have the opportunity that they can also lead the biggest political party, not only we giving the vice president slot all the time, which is John Dramani Mahama. But my problem is he's only coming for one term. And for one term within 4 years, what is he going to do? because any transitional government, it takes 2 years to settle down. It is your third year that you can start implementing stuff. Then by the time you can remember that you are also coming to inherit your predecessors' debt and everything, where are you going to find the money? Whereby to even extend to do new projects. And then politics is not hereditary that you said a minute after that we'll take it. They have to be a continual baton. So NDC should be, they have failed 2020. They didn't heed to advice on how they should do it so that somebody will continue. If they make the same mistake in choosing the same woman, it will bring the same problem. But in moving forward, we think that they should have John Dramani Mahama fits the shoes of Jerry John Rawlings as the only surviving former president of the NDC. He can be the father of the party, the unifier after every election, a kingmaker, and the father of the party for the rest of his life. Then there will be a playing field for anybody else. Then that is where the unity will come in. All blocks will come and contest. Whoever wins will win, and they'll all feel inclusive. Then they'll pick somebody to take the next baton to lead. Are you getting me? Today, they have built a party around one person. That's if not JD and there's nobody else. Are you telling me when 5 million, 4 million registered voters and you only have one eye, it means nobody was groomed. It means there's no successor. God forbid, he can also sleep and not wake up, just as Atamel said. It means the NDC has no more leader. You have been a host for so many years. If you ask any NDC person who can, John Dramani Mahama, yes, a woman can be beautiful. She can have what it takes to be a married material. But does she have what it takes to stay in the man's house? I hope you understand what I'm saying, right?
Let's not be sexist here. Let me take you on this one. You know, as they say, we are where we are. Whether Mahama can go only one term or not, or I mean, that is what it is. We are where we are. They love him. His people, they love him. They have decided that he should go. Why don't you also understand it that, look, as they say in Akan, insure edi dumujano, yenhwedia eniajine. That is, or they say to wait. Look, this fight, this battle, it is that this group must go. That is the objective. This group must leave the scene. Then later, I say the country will recalibrate. Why don't you see it in that vein?
Okay. There are two things that you look at it. When food is derailed, you don't look at who derailed the food. What made the food to derail? John Dramani Mahama has lost elections from 2016 up to this time. It is not because he's not popular. It's not because he's not getting the outside votes. The decision makers in the NDC internally, they determine John Dramani Mahama's victory or loss. All his loss in the country has been internal. I am speaking as a kitchen person in the NDC. I am speaking as the person that sometimes we took certain decisions together, including myself and certain people I don't want to mention, and then we throw it to the party. So when I'm speaking, I speak deep than an NDC communicator that they've sat with them and say, go and defend this policy. I am telling you the reason why it is the difficult internally, certain internal decisions that has made NDC not to win the elections and all prepare internally against JDM, not the external vote. JDM's body will attract his dead body, excuse my language with your indulgence, will receive more votes in the party than any living person wanting to lead the country. But it's the decision, his posture and how he pulls people along, those that he associates himself with, are not giving the opportunity to certain people who want to help him. The NDC is in blocks. So NDC even winning 2024 determines of how all the blocks come together. They'll bring the votes, but it will be pushed away. Are you getting what I'm trying to explain to you? And I can give you the facts. In 2016, we didn't even have a coalition center. We didn't know how many votes. And that was when that all the leadership came together that the party, we have to make sure internally the party goes to opposition. The other group came on board that let's punish John because he's building his own group, his own empire. He's bringing other people in. He's getting rid of the Tamils people being out. Rollins people too felt betrayed. Then people felt that they were not respected. Those who built the party was moving a different direction. The government that was where Prosper Bani became a chief of staff. He didn't even know the national chairman of the Udia even went to the Flagstaff House. He didn't know them. Kwabena J, then a national chairman, was difficult to see the president to make sure that he can take care of the party. So until you know what killed the poison that killed the first mouse, the others will keep dying. I hope you understand what I'm trying to tell you. So right now, John Dramani Mahama difficulty is not getting the vote. It is not about getting the popularity votes out there. It's about how can internally they can support him. Picking the woman, I was part of it. I contested John Dramani Mahama the 2019 for the NDC presidential election to lead the party together. I was a contestant. After I stepped down 1 week, we cut a deal, or other people spoke, and look, I decided to follow him, to drop down 1 week to the election and followed him. We spoke as colleagues, and before he chose that woman, some of us told her, look, the woman is not an insider. Atamils picked Mumuni, it didn't work. He went with Martin Hamidu, it didn't work. Then he picked Mumuni, then it came to your turn, and you got it. When you got the opportunity, they're aligned. Look, every politician.
So let's be specific. Let's be specific on. Hang on a second. Let's be specific on personalities. Are you saying, for instance, let's start with Mahama. He himself, you say you don't have any problem with his leadership and his chances. Now his number two is what you are worried about, right?
No, I'm saying that when he got the opportunity, from he governing the country, bad decision that he took in terms of not pulling certain leadership of the party that made it what it is. Look, in leadership, it's not everybody that has to be a minister. You cannot make everybody a minister, but some people can lead from behind. Like when Atamils was in power, he made sure that Hoyes and certain people were so powerful that out of the 5 million, he didn't put the power in between his armpit. Whether you like it or not, people work for you in Jasikai, Kokofu, Abebrese Krum. When they come to Accra, they had an interest that they followed your party before you run in the leadership. And the party has the right, or is the party responsible to make sure that the party members in the whole country that supported and gave the vote, one way or the other,
Radio
have achieved the reason why they follow the party. As the government, the party that gave birth to the government is also delivering and making sure that every Ghanaian is benefiting from the governance of the leadership of that political party. I get what I'm trying to tell you. So when it is a party that gives birth to a government, when the party gives birth to a government and the government does not take care of the party, it's like your mother giving birth to you. You don't take care of your mother will die. Whether we like it or not, we are not talking UK. We are talking about African Ghana politics. That whether we like it or not is what it is. The contractor coming to give the money to the party, the 2 billion, the $1 million, the 2 million. He's not giving it to the party because he has nothing to do with his money, because he knows you get projects. And when you come to power, he may not be a party man. Are you getting me? When you get to but then we can organize 4, 5, 10 people. This is your project, Mr. Park. You come and take and go and do this project. Okay, when you take the project, donate 10% of it to the political party itself. Then take care of these boys. I'm just telling you the raw deal, whether we like it or not. That is African Ghana politics. In politics, people bring their brains to come and lead. People bring their resources to come and contribute. People bring their strength to come, and people bring their clout, the chief. I want a V8. I want water in my country. I'm telling my people to vote for you. This political party. I get where I'm coming from. Now, in terms of the John Dramani Mahama thing that you are talking about, some people felt neglected. I want you to listen to me that NDC, John did a lot of projects. He should have won hands down. His own people within the internally made sure that the NDC went to opposition, thinking that John will not come, but they'll take control. And that is where the stakeholder, the leadership of the party, the gurus came together and made sure he lost. They pulled the carpet out of his feet. Then in 2020, that's 2016. Then in 2020, he came back again. Afosan Popo and the rest never forgave him. Afosan Popo cried with John. John supported Abu Dhabi because at that time, if you look at the NDC national leadership, They did normally you structure very well that yes, ABA way and cranny, way a pepeni, way at the national level. No? There are certain positions. You become creative, and the party can even call somebody and you step down so that if you are able to get way anyway deputy, now we took away and now pepeni was something. Then to balance the equation and the tribal, our ideology doesn't believe in that. It's not part of the constitution. But in terms of common sense, to make the party attractive, that all the regions feel that they have a rep in the national executive, that when they also bring the party, I'm talking about a political party, I'm not talking about governance. And that is where John felt in his wisdom that he's going to support Abu Dhabi. They didn't sit down well with Ampofo. Then Ampofo was able, when he won, so long as he's chairman, there is no way John will be president.
So obviously, Ampofo is not in that position anymore. Or what is he? I want clarity because I trust that you are not in the party. You are not, gagged or banned, or no one is stopping you from saying things. How you see it, I want clarity. Mahama, you don't have a problem with him. His number 2, is that a problem?
Okay. Who takes that bad decision? Is that not John Dramani Mahama? Some of us told him that go ahead and let the party leadership come together. All those who contested you, they are presidents just like you have gotten the opportunity. Okay? Let them all come together and pick one person for you. Let the party leadership, the stakeholders, council of elders, all of them also pick one person. Then there will be a crunch decision and give you one person that will pull everybody along, all the blocks, so that they know when you win, the next person automatically, there may be a bargaining chip that the fellow will automatically take over. Then they'll pull another person and everybody will feel inclusive. Because the woman, it's not that she's a very beautiful woman, very respectful woman, very intelligent, but the season and the atmosphere and then where we find ourselves at this moment, she is not cut to carry everybody along. So
you reckon that Mahama's this time around, his deputy or running mate should be someone else and not the status quo. Is that a yes?
If Dramani Mahama picks somebody internally who fits the, let's say, I'm giving an example. Let's say Smio Gabra, he fits all. Let's say Alabi, he fits all with Bukaribo. Let's say who else? Sylvester Mensa, who was the guy. Let's say Uwada. I'm just throwing out names.
So you are mentioning only men, no women at all in NDC in this day and age.
Betty Moore stands taller than the woman. We are talking about those that when somebody in Alamanyo, Kokofu knows her. When they we started the party together. I don't think you are understanding what it is. People that make you a president too. Yes. It is not your beauty or your intelligence.
Yes.
Okay. Whether we like it or not, it is not MPP people that will make an NDC man a president or NDC people making somebody a president too. Okay. When a party is very strong, the party is the horse that everybody rides, not your personality. Without the party may Jerry.
Okay.
The party will make
we will come to other personalities. So it is clear that look, maybe you will not be the only person in this. The other time I wrote a little piece secretly and quietly. Those who supported, when you call them on air, they won't say anything. So you are outside the tent, so you can say what you want to say. Before I ask you about the other personalities, what you think about them, let me go on to the second line and 9227. Hello.
Hello, Mansa Musa.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. And a very good evening to my senior comrade on the other side.
I don't know where you are. There's a lot of noise.
Oh, I think I'm outside. I think the wind.
Exactly. When you are standing in the wind, it doesn't affect you, but on the radio, you can hear it. Anyway, try and speak loud. I think we'll be okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mansa Musa.
Yes.
Yeah, is it okay?
Yeah, just keep your voice a bit higher, then it will be okay.
Oh, okay.
And the telephone closer to your mouth.
Yeah, probably I will have to shout.
And yeah, don't swallow the telephone, baby. Closer, will be okay.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate this opportunity given me. But I think I have one or two questions for my senior comrade. It's unfortunate now he doesn't want to align himself to the NDC again or something like that. Though in his heart he has love.
NFM Radio.
He has made a decision, which is fine. We all have to respect that decision. Everybody has the right to decide what they want. But my little question is, Mansa Musa, I think it is better we establish this point. Now, what does the Constitution say on someone who has been elected as a president? What are the mandates? How many years does a person have? And so when people come and make argument that John Mahama will come and only serve 4 years, I don't get it. Because what does the Constitution say? Does the Constitution give someone 10 years and someone 4 years?
No.
Is that what it says?
No. It gives you 4 years.
Exactly. So when people are alluding to the notion that John Mahama will only have 4 years, I don't get it. I don't get it. Then the next question, number 2.
Can I explain?
No, let him finish. No, the second question. Then we can. Yeah, go ahead.
I have about 3 questions, so he needs to be patient. How many years did it take Rollins to appoint Professor Mills onto the NDC? How many years did Rollins take to appoint Professor Mills? The third one. Since when was Nana Kunodo Ajima Rollins given an invitation to attend to a June 4th celebration? If she has love for the NDC or for the celebration of June 4th, does she have to be invited? Does she have to be invited? Since when was she given invitation to attend to a June 4th celebration? Then probably the last one. Who brought Atamos onto the NDC? Since when was Rollins a leader or a running mate chosen for Jerry John Rollins? The Rollins that they adore so much that they think Rollins is the god of NDC. Since when the people who contested Rollins brought in a running mate for him to accept? I mean, what kind of logic is this? When it is about John Mahama, now everything has to... You are the very person saying that the NDC has moved on from the ideals that gave birth to its origin. And then you are also proposing another thing, which is not in line with the NDC ideals. I mean, what kind of logic is that? What kind of logic is that? Then I heard my senior comrade talking about NDC not doing this, NDC, and then later he also comes to say that somebody will be a regional chairman and he will be wearing chaloti. When a political party comes to power, it is not for that political party to be making regional chairman and constituency chairman billionaires. It is rather for that political party and as a social democratic party like the NDC to rather create avenues that gives an enabling environment for everybody, not NDC constituency or regional chairman to be rich and to be driving in limousine and Lincoln. It is rather to create an enabling environment for every Ghanaian, and that's why it is called a social democratic party. It is not for me.
I think you've run in enough. I think it's enough for him. Maybe if he hasn't even forgotten, let him respond to your argument.
Well, yeah, thank you. I will be listening.
Yes, can I respond?
Please do.
First and foremost, our constitution makes it straight up. A time limit for every elected president in this country is 2 consecutive times. After 8 years, you go your first and second term, it doesn't allow you to contest again, irrespective of how good you are. Now, John, under President from 4 years, when they voted to 2012, he acted certain years when he took over from late Atamils. That one, he finished Atamils' term. Then he got the opportunity to be elected himself. Then he lost 2012 that they elected him. Then he lost 2016. Then 2016, he has 1 term to finish. Now, the Constitution is silent on if you go 4 years and you lose the election and you come back, are you going to start all over the other term that you finished. Like just like today, it's also silent because as Akufo has gone for 4-year term and gone back, there have been subsequent presidents. That can he come back again to start another term? Those are the things that is a conversation that is going on that we need interpretation. It's only when John Dramani Mahama get the opportunity to be the elected that the law will be tested. That is he doing one term or he.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I get you. Am I clear? I hope I'm clear on
that.
Yeah,
you are so clear now. You broke up a bit, but carry on.
The constitution will be, the law will be tested when let's say John Dramani got the opportunity to lead. Then they will see whether can they go for interpretation at the Supreme Court to say that since he broke away, he lost the 4 years, and in between there will be other president that he has won now. The law says he can do the continuous 2 years to be the 8 years, or it can be done individually.
But Mr. Tuguba, nobody in Ghana is asking for this. Is there any question that if Mahama can, that means who are those? No. I want to understand who is actually asking for that, because what we know is that Mahama has done 4 years, and now when he comes back, he's coming to do another 4 years. So I don't know where the conversation is coming from that we will test the constitution to see.
I'm saying the constitution, people test the law. The constitution is silent. It is not in there that if you do 4-year term and finish and you lose an election, when you come back, you are coming to continue the 4 years that you left, or you have to do the continual 8 years together. So that is where the constitution is silent. And some people, you lose the election, that is a retirement. You don't come back because you are benefiting from the retirement from the same like the benefit they take care of you like a former president, whether you did 8 years or 4 years. So as you are coming back, are you coming on retirement? As you are campaigning, you are getting the same amount of money, all logistics or so benefit, just like.
Well, as for these questions, in fact, it looks as if you see, we can converse, but some of these conversations is neither here or there. Look, this is not the first country that has a president, somebody won, lost, went back, came back, won, lost, went back. The recent one is the Brazil president. He 15 or 12, 13 years ago, even he was even sent to prison. Now he is the president. The point I'm trying to make here is that we shouldn't try and create problem where there is none. If Mahama comes back and his party want to test the waters, so to speak, then we are going to discuss it. But for now, to make it a criteria that we have to discuss it now, I think we are indulging a bit too much. That's the only way I can say. But the other questions, also because of time. Some of his questions as well. I don't know which ones you remember to tackle.
Okay, so give me the next. What was his next question?
What we call Joe? What did you ask the previous time? The second one.
Yeah, I think Mansa Musa, because of I would not even bother with the other two questions. But the thing is that we need proper education. This is a radio. We need to educate ourselves. The Constitution allows for a person to be president for 4 years. That is it. It is not automatic that any party has to go 8 years. And it is not that even a party has to go 8. Sometimes you can even go 16 years. A political party can be in power for 20 years, for 6.
Listen. Your question. Ask a question so that we'll move on.
Yeah, but the answer is giving me, it's not what the education we all need. The education is that the Constitution allows for a person to be president for 4 years. After 4 years, if he's good, he goes to the polls again. He goes. If he's elected, fine. If he's not elected, he comes to stay home. If he's elected, he can only go for 2 terms. It is not automatic that a person has to go for 2 terms. That is the education. And so if they are alluding to that fact that, when Mahama comes, he only has 4 years, why is he coming again? We need to bring a fresh person who can go for 8 years.
No, but you must understand him to that. Look, that the Constitution is quiet over that the point which says that the Constitution doesn't say when you come for a second 4 years, that means you can never come again because you have already done previous 4 years. It's not in black and white like that. So there is a question mark there. I mean, to be fair.
Since when was Nana Kunedu Ajiman Rolling invited to attend to a June 4th celebration? I think he is in the inner circles of Nana Kunedu. So if he can update us with the date when Nana Kunedu was invited to attend to a June 4th celebration, it can help us to appreciate this conversation.
Okay. I want my brother to understand that up to date, there is no document or letter even written to Nana Kunedu that you have been expelled from the party. You are no more a member of the party. Up to date that she has even formed her party. Okay, to date, Rollins, our former founder, is a decision and has done anti-party a lot that you and I know if it was me and you, they would have been expelled or something or certain statement against the whole party that he built. Anything, even though the Nana Kunedu wasn't in good terms with the party, anywhere that Jerry sat or any occasion, Nana Kunedu was sitting next to her, unless she wasn't in the country. She might not have spoken, but whether in or out, Nana Kunedu and Co, they built NDC. It belongs to them unprofessionally or whichever word that we use. But I want him to know that you can never replace a spoon with a shovel. Are you getting me? When we talk about the original...
Mr. Tukuba, let me put it this way. You see, sometimes in our bid to, how do I say it, even to speak the facts, we have to consider that we need a certain level of compromises here and there. And so for those who were not happy or who have not been happy with the part that Nana Kunedu Ajiman has played for all these years, it doesn't help to tell them that, you cannot replace spoon with a spade and those things, and that the party is for her. No, there should be some compromise from both sides. So we have to choose our words properly and carefully. You see, the point is...
but Mansa Musa, even going on, if she gave birth to the party and she loves the party, why can't she also attend to the June 4th celebration? Why does she have to be
can I finish?
Before she goes to a June 4th
Okay, you finish your point. Finish your point, Atuguba.
When Jerry and Co build the party, they were in control with the cronies, the Ahoys, the Tobi Kwachi, the PV Obeys. At that point, now the party has overgrown the owner himself, Jerry. The party,
but that is what it should be. Listen. No, don't let us be children about this. I have to be straightforward with you. Look, that is what it is. Look, me, as I speak. Look, I am more incremental than a CPP person, right? And also, I believe that there's no way I can join the UP tradition. So I will prefer NDC over NPP. But the party should be seen as the ones that everyone worships, and not the individual personalities. If we cut it like this, then we are always going to be in trouble. There's always going to be conflicts.
Unfortunately, our Ghana democracy, as the party has overgrown the owners, there are power blocks within all the communities, from the regions to the constituency, whether we like it or not. That let's say in some villages, in some constituencies, some people are with the party in community. Let's say in the branches, people are with the party because they trust that Mr. A has brought the party, that we have accepted it, that we are with him. Our police station, he makes sure we are okay. Community programs, he's an opinion leader. Some too have come in that they have built themselves in Accra when they joined the PNDC, and they built certain people that they have brought their loyalty on board. So we should not forget that, unfortunately, in Africa and in Ghana, if you ask everybody, why are you pulling NDC? Some will say, some will say,
there is a text here, and I've got to read it anyway on WhatsApp.
Okay.
If you later I can even Photoshop and bring you, but I have to read it, and it's not flattering at all. It's not flattering. I have to warn you. It said Atubiga is a disgruntled and a coward. He quitted. Mansa Musa, Adam, the one who spoke earlier. Adam is speaking the truth.
Yeah.
The truth, many. Oh, okay. There's this in typo here. The truth may be sacked. No. I can't read it. It is too complicated the way you are written it. It's Atukuba is a quitter. Period. A coward. How could you quit the field and start throwing stones onto the field? Same as Amidu, who quitted as OSP. I've read it, but to you, the sender, it's not fair. I call him. So if I call him and he's speaking, then you are blaming him that he's standing outside throwing stones onto the field. That's not fair, is it?
Well, he should not forget that. No, I respect his point. He has done very well. I respect him. But when it comes to communication, I can be, excuse my language with your indulgence, I can be a northerner in a watchman under a cocoa tree, then I'll take that I am a security officer. I get what I'm trying to explain. Maybe the fellow has a point, but maybe he doesn't know certain things. In politics, not everybody will stay afloat. Some will be outside the wall. Some will sacrifice and wail outside. Some will be in there, and that is what makes politics. When some like Nyaho Tamaklo, who broke away from, who didn't break away, he was speaking his mind. They've suspended him. He's still chastised, and the political party needs that to grow. All of you cannot jump just like Vietnamese. If you watch the Vietnam's movie, if one of them goes to fall in the well, they will all go and fall in the well till they all die before they realize that we shouldn't have fallen here. I hope you want to. But unfortunately,
the Hollywood Americanized depiction of other races, I don't buy into it. Believe me, Americans will always portray themselves as the God-sent people and other people as fools. And for me, it doesn't wash with me. So let's take that one out. Anyway, let's move on. You see the Kunedu issue, right? The Kunedu. About 2 years ago, I interviewed the same Opusampafo. It was after Zeneta had come to say that, her mom's heart is in there. She was sounding some notes to say that, look, the lady wants to come back. When I asked Opusampafo, he also said the answer was genuine. He said, look, like you said, we haven't sacked him. He left. She left. Yes. You see? Yes. So in essence, that's why I'm saying there should be compromise from all sides. If the woman really wants to come back, you should stop dancing with the vipers and the cobras and the dangerous snakes he's been dancing with nowadays. Seeing them on pictures on the dance floor and everything, it doesn't bode well for that side of the NDC as well. When they see you enjoying life with even now in Ghana, you didn't say opponent. It's the enemy side you are dancing with. So there should be compromises. For me, that's the way I see it. I don't know how. Do you see the same?
Today, in NDC, they have to live beyond that we are in the 20th century, that when you chastise them, it favors an opposition. When you praise them, they are happy. A political party must accept internal criticism. Any political party that has not accept internal criticism internally, it becomes a dictative organization. You cannot have 5.
As for this one, I am 100% behind you. I am 100% with you. Look, when 22 is it whatever time? When did listen? When did the Nana Kunedu challenge at our mills? And
I think 2011.
2011.
Yeah, 20. 2011 and so, because that was when he won and 2010, 2011.
Okay.
If I'm not,
You see, like you said, if political party don't accept internal criticism, it's really bad. Because for me, even at that time, I wrote a piece on Ghana Web somewhere, and I wrote that, look, even though I wouldn't have advised Nana Kunedu to go challenge, because I didn't know all the secrets that it was a pact. But if I was her advisor, I wouldn't have asked, because at that time, Atta Mills was still very popular anyway. So I wouldn't have asked her to do that then. But she having done that was not a crime. That she was so vilified by the NDs, especially the Cape Coast camp. That was too bad. She just challenging the president. And the worst of all, when she lost miserably. Then she decided to go and give this Thanksgiving thing in Cape Coast. And Nana Kunedu Agyeman was chased with Macheman from Cape Coast. I mean, it was wrong. It was primitive on the part of the NDC. You see, so mistakes have been done from all sides. And if they will listen to Mansa Musa and some very wise counseling, they will go forward. But I know they won't listen anyway.
Yeah, but Mansa Musa,
okay, I'll give an example.
Let's give space to Mr. Joe here to come in a bit. Joe.
Okay,
yeah,
that's fine.
I think in as much as I respect that view, that at least some things done to her were untoward and it wasn't nice and all that. Look, the woman too brought those things on herself. Look, my uncle was also a minister under Rawlinson's time. There were times the lady herself, if Mr. Tuguba or whatever his name, I don't know, forgive me for if I get your name wrong. If he can be also, faithful to himself. There were times the woman was making decisions. At that time, nobody challenged her decisions. She was making decisions in the NDC. I mean, when Rawlins was there, who challenged Rawlins? Even then, serving as a military leader for how many years and became a whatever? Who challenged him?
So listen, Joe, this is not going to help, Joe. You see, this thing you are elaborating, everybody knows. We've gone past that. That's what I'm saying. In order for it to be peace, there should be compromise from both sides. I've said it 3 or 4 times. I'm not saying that she didn't do anything wrong. I'm saying from both sides. But to go on and still rekindle that pains, that feelings, it won't help you.
The question is, who is bringing those things? It's the lives of my senior uncle here and other members who are doing that. It is not the NDC as a political party. It is certain people who think that is in the 21st century, 2023, it still has to be the Rawlinses making decision for the NDC. Look, Mansa Musa, one truth we are not telling ourselves. Mansa Musa, one truth we are not telling ourselves. Atta Mills might have not been charismatic. He must have not been the flamboyant, popular guy. But look, the feel of the NDC today that even doctors and lawyers are wanting to be pulling agents of the NDC, it's as a result of Atta Mills' work. It's as a result. The brand that NDC finds itself in now, if we were to follow that Rawlins era, NDC would never win. By now, NDC would be like TPP. Let us face facts.
At that time, you see, at that time, it is true that the brand was not beautiful. But today, people are crying in Ghana for that brand. That brand, just, even just saying that, look, people should stop, corruption. Just people being bold. Now in Ghana, within the NDC, you don't find the boldness coming from anybody. I won't take anyone out. Anybody saying boldly, hey, this is too much. I will make sure we stop it.
No, Mansa Musa, we can only make the judgment when NDC comes into power. Now who is
No. I completely disagree with you. What I'm saying is, until they come to power, some people have already started accusing that, they are not saying anything. They are not saying anything. Sometimes I keep quiet. I don't want to give those people the oxygen to say, it's true. But the big issue, the big elephant in the room is corruption. And until one of those big shots will come out boldly to say, hey, if we don't succeed anything at all, we will bring corruption down. That bold statement, it is an NDC speak. This one they say street talk. This is NDC's street talk. And it must be spoken. But you see, we were talking about how people are shying away from the June 4th. It's the same way people are shying away from this accountability and probity talk. And that is bad.
Yes, Mansa Musa, you've hit the nail right on the head. Look, and I agree with the tester, the one who tested this message you just read. Look at my good uncle here. He believes the NDC is driving away from the ideals that gave birth to its origin. The same person here who thinks the Rollins era, we are throwing it away to the dogs, the Rollins era has to come back, is the same person who is applauding the TV that is going on in this administration. Now, how does the NDC bring back those ideas?
Did he applaud the NPP?
Oh, did you not hear him talking about Akufo-Addo constructing the best roads and ever? What has Akufo-Addo done? Look at the corruption. Look, he is not condemning the Al Jazeera thing. He's not condemning Sewa Broni thing. He's not talking about TPA scandals. You are talking about accountability, probity, and you are here commending Akufo-Addo for whatever. And the same person will come and say John Mahama is driving away the NDC from the ideals that gave birth to it. These are the very people. Now, how can John Mahama be fighting the MPP and be fighting the very people like themselves, the Nana Kunedu gang? How can John Mahama be doing all these things? When you have no integrity,
Atubiga, this comment from Joe really strikes the chord, doesn't it?
Oh, I think he's deviating. He's not getting the difference. As a seasoned politician, sometimes you don't speak wearing the political colors. That's where some of us are rich. If your opponents have done put certain structures in place that you think is recommendable, we have to do it than political. Is he telling me that the good rule that some of us we go around, we see that he has fixed? He may be a bad government, but they have achieved something. There is nothing like a good government. There's nothing like a perfect government. There's nothing like a perfect leader. Every leader has flaws. So there are two things. So are we going to debate between which political party? No.
Let him finish. Let him make his point. Listen, we allow you to make your point. Let him make his point. Otherwise, nobody can hear anything.
In politics, there is internal criticism. There is an external criticism. When you are sitting behind the wheel, your criticism is different. When you are sitting on the wall, your criticism is different. We are speaking at a level that we know when we have structures in place that when we get the opportunity one day, we can also rule. We are saying that the NLC stand, which is we are saying that we want to live beyond political colors. If NDC does something that is good, we expect the MPP to applaud that leader for doing the good thing in the interest of the country, not in the interest of the nation. So today, as we want to champion a different cause, if the MPP does the wrong thing, we will condemn it. If they do the right thing, we will condemn it. If NDC, our mother party, takes the right initiative, we will appraise them. When they do the wrong thing, we also, so NDC has their flaws, MPP have their flaws, but in moving forward, this conversation is about how can we move the country forward, not to say this government is bad. You have your opinion. Everybody have their opinion. In your own house, in my house, in your house, when there's an election, there are a lot of family members that will vote against you that you are a bad person. You can't lead them. You can't lead the home. So as for what you are saying, John has done, we can also do the same thing in the NDC. I can also do the same thing in the MPP, but we are not talking. Are you telling me President Kufuor didn't do mistakes? Are you telling me Nanado hasn't done anything besides what you think may be bad? He hasn't done anything good in this country. See, now I got to where I'm coming. We are talking maturity here. And remember, he didn't come through the barrel of the gun. He came through the ballot box 2 times. It means he has people that believe in his bad governance that we don't want. Until the NDC realizes that whether the MPP government is bad or good, we have reached an era in this our country that people are no more looking at the good governance or the bad governance when it comes to election, they all run to their houses and go and vote for their parties. So if you're not a political party,
and that is rather a Warren's spectacle or scenario that even at this juncture, people are not still haven't realized that they have to weigh the two options, which is good, which is bad, which is being done properly, but rather they just run to their homes to go and vote. Is that what you are saying?
I am telling you the politics, not on paper, not what you hear on radio. When it comes to the crunch time, practically, people will run back to their homes. They will come and condemn their political parties. They will go back to their idea. That is what is. John Dramani Mahama did a lot of infrastructure. He lost miserably that 2016 that the NDC didn't even have a coalition center. Okay? And anytime the MPP is to defeat the NDC, they defeat the NDC with millions of votes. NDC has never defeated the MPP with a lot of margin in the history of defeating the MPP. It's between 300, 400,000, 200 and something thousand, around there that votes all the way even in certain criteria. So I want you to understand that for the fact that NDC did a good job, for the fact that MPP, there's a perception that MPP hasn't performed well than the NDC. That is not what unfortunately translates on the ground. It is how united your party is that can win the power for you, not the personality leading the politics. And you people can go behind and check what I'm talking about practically on the ground. NDC have lost 2020, 2020 because of lack of unity, because of lack of being strategic, that the MPP have always outsmarted them. The MPP took their time to study
but
the NDC.
The 2020, you were included. So you were among the detractors, or
yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So,
we were among
so you were also at fault.
I've said on air. We were at fault. We didn't have a good coalition center. Okay? We have a leader, a national leadership of the party.
You see, somebody came in to say that, look, you are young and you should be a progressive. If I sit and I'm still thinking that people are still talking about the political parties collating figures, I mean, I still, it baffles me. You spend hundreds of millions to electoral commission. Then at the end of the day, they just, you just leave them scot-free. They do everything haphazardly. Then you blame the individual political parties. This is strange, I think you guys have to come off this mentality that it is the party that has to make sure the votes are properly, calculated. Then what do you have the EC for? Just for ceremony? And you, the young people, the progressive, should be rather attacking this flaw. You see, this flaw in the system, this rottenness, you people should be attacking it. But you shouldn't go on the same tangent that, you see, the MPP, they are clever. They can carry their... Look, Kumeu, the result. You found out that the general election, the second person had 11,000. This time, the second person didn't get even 5,000. And the third person didn't get even 3,000. So all those big numbers, where were they coming from? It is just rigging and stealing. And you, the progressive, shouldn't be buying into this. You should be fighting for cleanup. Cheer me. I'm confused now. Where do we go from here? I'm getting gray hair, thinking that the young progressive ones still believe that it is the political party's prerogative to make sure that the votes are correct. That's why they called the woman to come and explain. She wouldn't come, the judges support her, and we are going like that.
My brother,
anyway.
In Africa, where we find ourselves, the UNI technology crisis and what have you, every political organization, if you don't have a system to collate your own results and compare with what you get through the system, okay, it means you are not fit to even contest in any election.
Look, I've allowed you to speak the whole evening. I don't, when you are doing your politics, but when I'm telling you, this one I'm telling you, the right thing. We have to be, going forward, we have to learn to like excellence. We have to aspire to excellence, things being done properly. The point I'm trying to say is that in Africa, you pay, say, relatively, the money we spend, on our electoral commission, it will almost be the same compared to what they spend here in the UK. I mean, relatively. I'm talking about relative terms here. So if we spend these millions, hundreds of millions, and you agree that the onus is on the parties, that means the electoral commission can go scot-free. Whenever somebody complains, they say, oh, but what do you have? Which figures have you got? Because we are thinking that the onus is not even written in the constitution, but we've accepted it that, oh, the responsibility is on the parties. When the party could not provide any figures, the electoral commissioner goes scot-free. It is wrong. Fight for the right thing to be done. Not only in the political parties, but within the national, activity, anything. I expect you are young. I think you are in your 40s. You should be aspiring for the right thing and not to be going the same thing. Look, when I hear the word is unintelligible. It's primitiveness.
Okay, can I come in?
I'll give you all the time. I'm ranting here because I'll give you all the time. Don't get me wrong. I'll let you respond.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is,
what I want
you the reformed people, you the progressives, stop saying that, it is the party, you have to make sure you get it and you can compare. Look, if the party, tell everybody, you people should be telling yourself that even if the party doesn't have one sheet, it's still upon the electoral commission to certify, to prove to everybody that these numbers are right. Then we are going forward. But with that mentality, accepting that, in Africa this, in Africa that, in Africa, abide. Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn.
Okay. Okay. What I want us to understand is that there are two things we have to look at here. There's one aspect of it that how do we improve our system to make sure that we get it right anytime there's an election. And there's another aspect that we have the reality on our plate that these are the equipment that we have. These are the people that are ready, that have been working from the generation. How have they been running? Have they been perfect? These are their flaws. Are we going to fold our hands and depend on them with their flaws, trusting the numbers they are going to give us? Or we are going to have a conversation and there's a protest in the country that we have to fix the difficulties that we know and make it perfectly close our system, just like the abroad one, then we all can have a perfect election and depend on the sole results of the EC. And I'm saying that in America, in London, all the countries, all political parties have a strong room that their polling agents are side by side with the ECs and all opponents to collate their results and bring it on board. When the EC, whether they are doing it in the county, they are doing it at the state level, and bring it to their headquarters for them to use it to sanction the EC results to see if there are flaws. You are dealing with human
my brother, hang on. You are talking about UK here. You are talking about UK here. The party as observers, they observe the counting. They don't have any copies of. No. The information you are giving out, I need to correct it.
I haven't finished.
Okay.
I haven't finished.
Okay, go ahead.
I am saying that.
Go ahead.
If you listen to me carefully, I am saying that there are two aspects here. Whether we should agree that our system is bad at this moment, our system, our coalition system in Ghana here has flaws, has problems, including the voting system. Either we should replace it just like the London, US, or whatever system, or we should have a conversation that we are dealing with what we already have now, that there are challenges. How do we have a plan B to make sure that every party, every political parties will trust the system and then accept the results? I am also putting it to you that no country in the world political party, they may have the best system. A political party, every political party on election day, whether you are even dependent on the EC, you must have a coalition center. You must have a coalition point. When the EC pick the results, even if your party don't have a machinery collating their own, it is the party's prerogative to receive from the EC and send it to your database on your political party. Whether it is London, it is UK, that is done. Then their system, you go and just vote. You may not even your voter ID. You just go. It's like an ATM at the vote. Vote Democrat. It goes to Democrat. It automatically is counted in the system. It's just like you sending a text into one database. By the time they close, no even human listen. The system has already collated what the left wing got, what the right wing. Maybe the human factor will now sanction. I'm talking about.
You see, Stephen, the difference, you see, I will let you carry on, but the difference, what you are trying to say isn't exactly, it's not exactly accurate. The difference is that here, anytime there is any misunderstanding about collation or counting of ballots and all those things, anytime there's nobody calls the political party to present their half or their copies. Everything is looked into. It is the electoral commission document that is scrutinized. So the responsibility, and you saying about the reality, very good. We can talk about the reality we face in Ghana. But the reality we are facing in Ghana, which I want you to understand, is that is the reality getting worse. That is the problem. If you allow EC not to be accountable to Ghanaians, but rather it is the political parties that should be accountable to themselves, that means the system, the reality is getting worse. That is my problem. The reality at Charlotte say is this time is far worse, and that is a wrong reality. So stop following the wrong primitive reality and make sure that the laws work. I want you, Atuguba, to challenge the status quo that, hey, it is the EC. Your papers, your everything is the last word that we need in court. Support that as well. That the EC should bring all the documents, their papers, their document is the ones that should be, to be scrutinized. It shouldn't be the responsibility. Nobody calls Labour Party
in this our country.
Nobody calls the Labour Party party officials, observers to bring their papers to count and check. No, the whole papers is for the EC. The EC papers are presented. If there are mistakes, they would make sure they check it. And this is how we have to go. Not, this. We are making the thing worse. We say that is the reality. What are we?
Brother,
are we humans?
My brother.
I'm listening.
My brother,
I'm listening.
In this country, when there's going to be an election, there is always a roadmap. All political parties will bring the list and the names of all their polling agents, all the 38,000 polling station agents. They will be giving all of them accreditation. All political parties. If they are giving 4, maybe they don't give some more and give others less. At the polling station agent, once the pink sheets are signed, it is the responsibility of every political party that your agents pick your copy and bring to your whatever center, that the system that each political party independently have put together their own private system of collating their results, to compare with the national EC system that our taxpayers' money, the only sole institution that supervises our election, whether with the superior independent body that takes decision, that we all put our faith in there to go and line and vote. But they are human that can also make mistakes. They are also human that can that every political party must sanction their results from the polling station all the way to the regions, all the way to the national the National Coalition Center at the EC strong room, to make sure that the total vote that the EC has brought, machines make mistakes, computers make mistakes, human beings make mistakes, to sanction what you have the final in the strong room at the EC today. No. What we have here is 6. What has gone wrong? Remember, somebody's 8 can look like 6 and will be recorded at EC differently. That your party will catch it. No. What was it go wrong? We don't agree. They will go back to the drawing board. That Asokwa is 18. It is not 16. My brother, are you getting where I'm coming from? What we have here is 16. Today, I went to the bank to deposit money. I was using I didn't have information of my bank. Listen, I was using the old deposit slip, but I didn't have my glasses. I couldn't see very, very well. I had to give that old slip to the teller, and she was able to look through it. I'm just giving you. If I had made a mistake, I can be depositing money in the wrong account. My brother, are you got to where I'm coming from?
Listen, what I'm saying is, look, we are creating problems for ourselves, and we are accepting mediocrity as though it is the proper. Why do we accept mediocrity? Look, let me give you I also give you an example. Just Kumawu election again. We heard this story of one EC personnel actually forcing or using a certain old lady to vote the wrong way, or not the vote of her choice. We heard this thing. You as a progressive, if I ask you today, what has come out of that case? Because this one, I tell you, in some other places, the man would have been in jail by now. This is the progressive we are talking about, that we want things to be done properly. But when we accept mediocrity, that, we all make mistakes, so it is now the people. No, here, I say when they vote, the observers, they do the counting, they do the checking on the table. Sometimes you see that they are delaying. That means they are not very sure of maybe the counting or the numbers. Sometimes here it happens. You see that they are delaying in naming the results or announcing the results. These people will go and recount it again. They'll be doing everything there. But the observers, the party observers, don't have their special copies that they say, when we go to court, we're going to present this one. All the mistakes and the correct will be on EC's papers, EC's documents, and that will be scrutinized if they have to. This is the way to go. But when we accept mediocrity, somebody has forced an old lady to vote the way he's done. I'm asking as a progressive, what has happened to that case? Why is nobody chasing up hey, this is wrong. This is a criminal offense. If it's true, have they finished the investigation? No, everyone has moved on because we are mediocrity people. We don't want things to work properly. We all want to borrow big money and just spend it anyhow.
Mansa Musa, can I make
Rahul.
What I'm trying to let us is we can pretend to be ostriches and then not face the reality. Example, I can give an example. People are in abroad there. They will call some of us. Mr. Tubiga, we are going to take the opportunity that somebody is supposed to get away. Somebody will call from your village. That means my school fees. Somebody will even call you, say, a third wife, and that fellow is controlling 50 or 100 or 1,000 people in the community.
Mr. Atubiga, what we cannot control, Mr. Atubiga, what we cannot control, like in Crawford, Jessica, people are asking for money here and there. We can't control. What about the things we can control? And still, what about the things that we can control and we are not doing the right thing? You keep giving the examples. I understand. Look, Obi Frau say, Mami Sikana me from a Bangkok hospital. Today, somebody has asked me some money. And now Minuka say, Obi Abu some Sika for hospital. Even if I have or I don't have, I'm forced to maybe help them. We can't control that. But what about the things we can control? And yet,
corruption, my brother, corruption didn't start from the top. Corruption started from the bottom. So you're Christian in London, no. Omudi akonya ebesi honomo. Why bet you 1,000 betena akonya wesu 200 pound betena all the way. They have already shown say the word of God is being sold to the highest. Njakwara na ajan say mami nko pesika obede enye sika no. The rich people, so baby I say nyamisro kra ema the foundation to say na. Imi say I made 48 years and then no Mr. Akwara no. Now me who say police ni kuraje bribe that. Me who until the early ages
Mr. Atubiga
from the 90s.
Mr. Atubiga. Me say you are not listening. Yes. What we cannot control as sebia human nature obi pesika ni ade. But there are things you as progressives you are not performing. Look, here a krobi pa. Yes, you obi abetra TV so say onukuta card e kasama MPP. Near the executive for your friend saying easy. It is not only about NDC people talking. Some of you people and then neutrals and them and krata, you are talking about it in the newspapers everywhere. But you keep quiet.
One may be a topic, Nikono. The easy system of the malpractices in Africa and Ghana is a topic by itself. I can tell you, say, MPP and NDC, when it comes to election, it's a topic by itself. You'll be surprised, say, NDC pulling agent, NPP, but it's MPP. They will work at the police station in the interest of his party. So as Omudu no compromise, I'm saying, say, it's a topic by itself. That you intimate and digest. The SEO. And there is nothing to write home about because a whole community will line up a fear to fear. Obi coming together. Obi abeji sikawe no akoto aba 2020 10 otu acha ho picture na do sikako. The opinion the woman page for the say mucha now I'm saying say the omu okomo is nothing to write home about. All I can tell you is say maybe person dealing with the reality say how do we who can fight it more than the pulling agenda themselves? So if political parties can screen their agents very, very well, who will protect their interests at the police station, election a day before the election, and I don't know, that is where a lot of kwakwa is being done. Are you getting where I'm coming from?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't want to bluff, but maybe I'm too enlightened. You see, and I don't know. So I'm telling you that when the people, the humans, the intellectuals like you guys, you are on the top of the hill shouting that, hey, the last responsibility rests on something that 2 letters, easy. Then any papa will be investigated seriously and people have been going to prison. Me say how ube them. Now then, we want it to be good. What is that? And I'm shouting because I'm saying you people, I look off your face, you are young. You're supposed to be the progressives. Jesus Christ. Listen, you fancy her. Why are there? Thank you very much. You have spoken. I mean, not many people want to come and face Mansa Musa.
I am telling you the truth of the reality what is happening in this country.
I know what is happening, and it's bad. We have to stop it. I know what is happening. And Dabeng, when I catch him, Dabeng. Something that we were doing 2012, 2016, it was bad. Now it's getting worse, and you say, "Oh, that is the reality." And the
only way to solutions, political parties, and recruiting honest people at the police stations to make sure that what is due them gets to them, so that they will sanction with. The easy system is not perfect. No system is perfect. If you have almost certain lapses,
am I talking to brick wall or what? Mr. Tukubiba, listen, learn something. Am I talking to brick wall? I'm telling you that demand perfection. You spent hundreds of millions to give to somebody that you are organizing elections. How many hundreds of millions do Ghanaians have to give to political parties to make sure that the election will go correct. How much do the state pay MPP, NDC, and your party? Does the state give you money that make sure your party recruit observers, train them properly, and sometimes even bring your own security? Has the state given you money to do that? No. The state give the EC. So I'm telling you for free, demand perfection. Demand it. We are talking about accountability. That was the revolution. And the revolution was to make us better. It's not just muff. Demand it.
My brother, the EC has never worked independently alone. Any decision that the EC takes, system in place to make sure that the elections are being collated or the system to vote to conduct the elections, all the political party, IPAC, they are involved. And
so,
at the regional level,
so we should bring it in the constitution. And here from constitution, now political parties in Isika. And let me ask you this question: do you support that the state should fund political parties to run? No. Let me ask you this question. This is a proper political, current affairs. Do you support the idea that the state should fund political parties in order for them to run election properly? Do you support that?
It's a conversation that came up that they approved that the smaller political parties who are not able to operate just like the bigger political parties, that they think that they should define what makes a political party a smaller party, that the state, they might get some sort of funding, or should the funding be the bigger your political party showing certain structures that all the way down.
America, they pride themselves as the democracy. With all their billions of trillions of dollars, they can prate themselves, They don't fund political parties to run elections. They don't. The state will never fund. So that's why they give all the money to Electoral Commission. So the Electoral Commission, they should do their minimum. Their minimum, no. So if they do, they should do the minimum expected of them. And this is what I'm telling you, a progressive. But you still want me to maintain the mediocrity.
My brother, when we are speaking on radio, right?
Yes.
We must know how institutions operate. Until you are able to define the structures that it is put, how the way the Electoral Commission operates in Ghana, it is not the same as Nigeria. It is not the same as Kenya. The way political parties are formed in Ghana, it is not the same as Kenya. It is not the same as Nigeria. So until you are able to define
what are the difference between the formation of political parties in Ghana and Nigeria? Show me one difference.
Brother, I have not finished. My brother, you see, if you keep interrupting, you are not letting us educate. We'll just listen to you, because what you are the host to. What you say don't matter. It is what we say that matter. You only ask us, but you can only interject. But if you turn the host and then if you turn the interviewer, you common flow, because you've called me to see my mind and what we do. You can interject. It should have done this way. But if you are also saying it's like you are on the program that's doing your own. We are telling you the reality, what is happening. But you can speak that. I will say yes. You don't have to get angry and even say you are speaking to a brick or a wall. It's wrong. It's very, very wrong to use that word, because we are the way you see things. Their perception was different until we came here and saw. Say you can't change. The change has to come from all. And I'm telling, and thank God, I have also formed a political party in the country. I'll be able to know what is going on. And I'm telling the realities and the difficulties. The difference between saying that beautiful women are flat than ugly girls, excuse my language. But the reality is, somebody who has married a beautiful woman will tell the difficulty she's dealing with a fair woman, and somebody with a black, because there's a saying that a fair woman is like a corn by the roadside that anybody will pluck or can pluck. So I am telling the reality of what is happening. Then we can all come on consensus. And you defending, challenging me, it's a waste of time, because I'm not the control of the person. How can we come? It's not me that I'm telling what is happening on the ground, what we see, the difficulties we follow in the EC system, the power that has been given with the EC system, that they do anything that on only revolution that can change it, because the powers has been given to them and they are using it within their limits. And once a government who is in power, they use the structures and the distance to favor them and make the opposition party suffer. Whether NDC or MPP, it's all Dukadaya. I am just trying to, until we have a third force in this country, then NDC MPP, they will come and change everything. It's going to be like pouring Coca-Cola's bottle and putting it in a Pepsi bottle, if not NDC. And the winners take all is also a solution. It's also a problem in this country that the president employs 5,000 people anytime there's change of government. That doesn't happen in abroad. For the fact that you are chief executive, you can be left wing. So it is bigger than that. The system we also use to appoint our EC chairs. If a president appoints an EC chair, whether we like it or not, they are not following the system. I will not appoint you to go and put me in opposition. I appoint you, I give an appointment to go and fight for my interests. That is how the power, I give you power to go and protect my power. But in abroad, it's not like that. I give you power to go and let systems work. If you let us appreciate each other and know that this is our chronic disease, whether we can talk about it and the generation will look up to it, we'll keep suffering.
Have you landed?
I have not landed. So I want you to understand that the EC has been supporting the smaller parties with vehicles. The EC from East up to now, Afarijan has his flaws. So you say today, ABB appreciating it, so making sure the party when you're 8 years. And then those within the EC are almost retired. They are giving stories and the myth of the Indiana, Charlotte Oseba, Jim Mansa Musa, or no the flaws or whatever. But me, I'm a Tikroma Ghana, I'm sorry. No, I am grateful, say, no matter their flaws, some Yemen, Anya Basabasa, Yamutu, and then Rwanda, waking up, even having a peaceful country, even but we keep fighting them not through the barrel of the gun, through the vote. But how do we change the system? Because the EC system has been autonomous. So say analysis now. Say until say it's a so part of it now. It's a topic by itself. So you better me digest a solution now. But we keep mixing here. Kofa bolaga kwai, niya kwa kofa bekem kwai, niya kafa ya exhausting. No we have. We are not educating the masses, or you are not getting the chance for me to tell you what I know that is happening, and with your experience, so that you also know what is happening on the other side. So what happened in Kumawunu? I'm putting to you, say it is nothing to, and it is even nothing. And I may try to say political parties, Kurano, Adia Betino, Omuto votes. Whether NDC MPP, no, Omuto votes, no, a big crack or take.
Mr. Atubiga, when we started this conversation, even up to all this, there are certain people who send me messages and this, and I refute and I don't want to take part, but I'm disappointed because look, it's not only about education. The fact that I thought as a revolutionary, when they start something with the guns and buga and beatings, and now it is that you want perfection going forward. But when things are becoming more crooked, things are getting worse, and you seem to say, oh, it's not helping. I'm not saying that you alone can do everything. But to tell me that, oh, the IC or honey, the Ketra parties in the votes, I know your conjecture, what can be. Me say, as official of the EC, listen to me, oh, as an official of the EC, there are tools who say, what the Obinsa Kosi wrong your friends and place for voter a yiswa. A criminal offense. Ye krum hono. Matna homa webe kemuko. How do you want the country to progress? A krum ha. I tell you, who bet them? We are president Dunia. Who bet them? And then enunema omumaino e kosono enye magic enye mpaibo. And this is the education our people should have. Stop continually sitting. Open some question.
Aye.
Bisami.
Mr. Kumaudi and Sia Huno, Uhuyana, what they emphasize no. Is it not? It's an allegation, right? Even if only say where you come from or baby out to crowd to say, even you've been charged. You're charged. You're final guilty, me boy.
So what has I ask you from the beginning? What has happened to that case? I ask you Because listen, me who say is your officials number, oh they move the man from there or so then you know free ho baby or tini baby didi. Listen, I'm telling you say yembu yenimo my boo amambu ayemra mamra no nyadwuma, and that is what I want from you, the progressives. Those of us gray hair no edidi emoja emu. But some also no betias yes oh sanetia and your man say eden asemuni mentias ebiu
many abema there are two different type of conversation. Met me about policy said there be as easy crowd and say some come easy or me that's a topic by itself.
Yes.
And the difference I met me what you say me ma crew so ma kwa say easy no crowd no or this particular crowd. Look, there are some me can't tell me catch you say what goes down in any election across Ukrumano. Master Samebaba catcher.
And you know, Becca, the thing is rotten and it's getting worse. That's my problem. It's rotten, I know. And it's getting worse. And just as I say, any hope. Because the next generation in United, as I say, a bon is what a shame.
Until we have a third force.
What a shame.
Kenya over party. In years of our party office, over spending millions and millions of cities at the party or so party office. You 2 days to election, 3 of you can come together and just go and register one former party, and then you go for the election.
Anyway, one of the education I had in my for Ghana, they say, yes, I need a boo mine, a chrome ha allegation, you know. By this time, Kamibusa also, man, police for my father, say so, man, the bail. Almost shame, say, and come who say, a crony will be boo mine. Now say a gem which I say, I rallying. Hey, we want to develop. Is that how we're going to develop? When we don't we don't want the rules, the laws to work?
Masa, that's a Mr. McCatcher said, they see what Kumawuno, Omodiaba Kanwasem. It's even the least worry to the political party. When also it's an NDC for more, no much in Nipano. You can make citizen arrest. You see. Or see NDC for more honor. Hey, oh my no. I mean that's it. Another time I come before from. Another time I come from. We are 35 million Ghanaians. Yeah, what 35 million Ghanaians, and we have voters 20 million. We have 38,000 polling stations. Okay, and then our police force is secret. They are not even up to that number. So when the police your friends about our police about 1,000. Crime may be about only equipment called the chili pan. I'm just telling you, say the difficulty starts from the security system. There are flaws.
To be, me say, dear me. Share if me because 2020, eh? Yeah, but boss can be sukrano and me mashimi. You see, the even I recognition something. I dare bet me, you will need no, Nina, Yakoji Huska. Accountability, ni ho, and fa obiara. Just say, o man ye bulu biara keke. Na there be yan say me say, me group no, me age group no, me kasi ye twem. Na se mo nsu no a, mo be ye hard. Mo di sa nyansa ni nimdie say, hey, ye nyina akotentra broche ba, ye mbu o man sa. O man de mra na ebu. Ye de mra. Hey, you even we party no crano, we see the party, we see third force, we party no, waji the course yatum, and tin of third force no, a bed. We party no, and he ne jina, and was sa and some way. Where does your party stand? On this rubbish. On this rubbish, where do you stand? Will be catch a third force. Third force for no, almost free him. Omunyagana for. Anyway, listen, you've done well. You fancy her.
We are looking at this. Okay, no problem.
I mean, no. Make your last point. Make your point. You wanted to say something. I won't deny you. Hello.
Political party be our manifesto. Yes. Hello.
Go ahead now. You broke up a bit.
every political party be on a manifesto, on the agenda or the baby bunimai, NDC one the MPP one there. It's different. But what I want us to understand is that unfortunately, no, the system didn't start today at SA. It is going to take more. It's going to take more than a political party or mess. It is going to take the.
Will you agree with me that it's getting worse? Do you agree with me that it's getting worse?
To make a change.
Do you agree with me that it is getting worse? I agree with you that it didn't start today. But do you agree that it is getting worse?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm telling you the reality is getting worse.
Thank you.
Getting worse.
Yeah,
today when the police when the policeman arrests you because there's a police in nature now. Because there's no system, I bet you track on what you are no worker. The highest bidder no they let the crime go. Unlike Abrochino, every man who ticket now police in nature no promotion and then they determines on how many tickets he's able to write in a month, how many tickets he's willing to defend in the court. Then no promotion. Unfortunately, I enter
and the nipa no so ebi mu say omo ye nimdie for and omo didi parties enim and so omo nyina are the same and so how do you change things? Omo nyina are the same. How do you change things? When you talk about third force and your party committee say, hey Charlie, the people they are always writing, they are always shouting, they are always telling the government, the president to his face that hey, can Forata must go. Now the way they are born and yet say nanka biti bibi debi maintain obi ape omune namho sa and yet then they say
but I wish if you had done a background when you Google said I am the only political party that issued a statement to say why if
the same thing Akranti Beka, the same thing Kumchachane Chiribonsa Wamunyina can they say I'm the only Akpalukrasi or the only my bread I think you want me that say.
No, you are not listening to me.
What's it?
I'm saying, me say, you can't say Keno Foriata and Kono. I am the only person I issue press release. MPs no answer na blame Keno Foriata no. More members of parliament no. Constitution is answer na mun approve sikama minister biano. Some value for money. And some value for money. Mumu MPs ne was a sanction when I'm resign and sign a minister.
Listen. We know who can find another topic about. And me share a good morning, Ghana. I can argue for 1 billion to help the energy sector. Onya it value for money check bibia or just can order quite be full because because our ban we now officer why ya dear bino this is a hopeless government and here for pan who's will be cousin even dictatorship. The famous dictatorship of South America and part of Central Africa and other places. We didn't hear that their brothers and their cousins were the finance ministers. Jesus Christ. Namuti wanamu here. Wabajit 1 billion. And run kwana metis ask me 1 billion. Yes, so that quite before Busana. Chese, who bufana who cry ye? Chese, who dare you to even ask? Just like Domelevo or Jessica Momino, now your friend is saying, Osafu Mafo. Kevin Taylor to me describe Nanubi. I'm not going to go there. But no, why not? Ye Nipana or ye Jupapan, Nagana for United War. Also, say,
what can we do?
But we need third force. Third force, what I'm free. Free Argentina. Ghana for.
Well, and I'm look, that's what I'm trying to explain to you, that we are in a country that if you wake up in the morning dead in a bag. You know, the more you get matured in the politics, the more you see things differently. You have wife and children, anybody can kill you just like that. Nothing will happen if you want to take certain stand.
So this is what you people have been done to. So now, Ubiesro, so more weakness levels. Jesus Christ.
Well,
anyway.
Come and stay here with us, Mansa Musa. And speak and speak.
No, I won't come. I won't come. Me Me man better now say. Enra me share me phone you so now you sending me text. Oh, time we do say would do sabane hwe. And now we meet one will be free. My mini free. Oh, good news. You know your pre-diabetic has gone down, so now you are normal. And you cramp on me say me can me say me need diabetes. Inti me niaje. Oh, the system works for you. The sika kakra. Test kakra me yejiji me no for the past 20 years or so no. It is now looking after me. No matter what is happening here. Mukro mu honu a chese mo nyam penifo mo mu disika no say no opani bi yare a no we hret na yi play mu jet no de America. Na mo try na bu didi Rollins atem obewu na onya 1 million pon ko hwe no ho abrochire. Esu di ensem hunu kwa se third force. Why cool? Why revolution? You didn't attempt and Kosiri. Yes, third force. Third force will not move free here for almost in Ghana for.
Mansa Musa.
Yes.
I think it's long time. Woman making us.
Me friend me guest fee abrochi. And I will buy and mama kakrano. So who buy the chair say, who no, who no, if you have crowd heavy. Anyway, kawasem tam no crash ma tam na pa kawasem no tentem na me ma atiguba enkoda.
Make my last point before I go. Anyway, like you said, no, I was only a guest on there.
No, it was just a joke. Just make your point, but quickly, please.
Let me appreciate one man made that chance. But you see, Mansa Musa, the senior comrade Becky Kai, if it's anything to go by, then probably no. Say, I would describe their actions as just mere selfishness and greed. Musa. They wanted them, and they holding a certain name be in the party, no. The name should be with them forever and ever. Nobody should occupy that position and that chance, you know. Once those chances
NFM Radio
have eluded them, no, they need to make noise because there are a lot of discrepancies in their statement. Today, he is talking about by the year the young born abaso blah blah blah. But for Mahama they were never on the young born abaso only they were driving away the ideals of the NDC they do for internet. Today, he is happy.
You see, you are narrowing it to an individual.
No perfect perfect opposition. But with John Mahama, there has to be a perfect leadership and a perfect opposition. Today, he is happy.
It's your personal view, my
John Mahama is driving away the
NFM Radio
of probity and accountability and social justice. He has no problem with the EC. And for that matter, party no coalition. Look, Mansa Musa, in 2012, the NPP did its own coalition. They believed that they had won the 2012 election. At the end of the day, what result may reign supreme? Was it not the Electoral Commission?
Yeah.
You see, you rightly pointed it out. It is not about whether who political fight Jesus Christ will policy. The Electoral Commission could join on the Bono say, Mansa Musa the Winia, with Jesus Christ now they buy in an aircraft. Like you rightly say, you know, the only thing that honors or a lie with us and say, you who said the Electoral Commission is accountable for everything, every resources we give the Electoral Commission, they account for it and they give us a good work. And see, that notion of saying party collating the results or party collating the results, what is the need for you to bring in an Electoral Commission? So Man City, any Man United for Bobo, not that they can come out and say, I said 20 goals and I didn't need any replication. I mean, what kind of logic is that? In any case, did the NDC go to court with the results? I asked the year and I said, we need to get it right because the NDC did not go to court as a result. Say, yeah, with numbers or something like that. The NDC went to court on a different tangent. They didn't go to court say, to declare our own results. They didn't go to court on that tangent. I think people get it wrong. And when people talk about we couldn't collate the results, because collated results. It was on a
No, as for the reason for going, and I say what they went in for, no people refuse, conveniently, I mean, they said that the Electoral Commission has, performed outside of the Constitution. I mean, something was unconstitutional.
Exactly.
One narrow number from say, they were not able to bring their coalition. I mean, look, yes.
Mansa Musa.
It is just
every election of party be it NDC or MPP no. When any government is in power, there's a way of winning election, be it NDC or MPP. Opposition, net table, net, they have a way of winning an election. And I can tell him, say, Yatina radio, the practical, it's a different ball.
You see, Mr. Atiku, but still you don't get it all. Oh, they are okay. I just say, who kasachre, young fans, Sebiota Freche, who kasachre, cytophobia, Minuana, say, elementary school phobia, fine. Look, we know what is going on. And I will say, listen, say, yeah, practice, a member only say, look, responsibility be a year to be they are well rewarded, properly paid. On top of that, everything that is needed for their job, they are given. So they have responsibility to perform properly. And the president can twist and turn and listen. The judges only a while say, hey, you see what I mean? And this is what I'm trying to say. We should strive for this. We should strive. But you because the be aside, party be or power no or no control any other. Then where do we go from here? And the kasa you know who first one saying.
I'm just letting you know say you this but unfortunately and then my example the tension at Nyoma na ewo kuro time adum so by NDC time the same tension ne galamsey e come no what have you no all I'm trying to tell you, it is bigger, it is we. Until say Ghana for us individuals, say GMI back from any political party. We are going to vote. We are going to vote and give.
Political party number they are coming wine. Bisa Joe. Bisa say.
About political. I'm saying say Ghanaians coming. Says now one about imagine Ghanaians and through the ballot box.
Ghanaians. Who party say? This your friend saying. Either Westminster or the multi-party democracy, it's not working. So now you are asking for another revolution. Is that not it?
That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that how are we going to have a change if Ghanaians don't have a consensus and say we are going to vote for this? But at this moment, it's only NDC and MPP near war. That's what I was trying to tell you, the both parties that are guilty on flaws here and there, you may think say we are better. Once you say we are better, I'm saying but it depends on Ghana for we vote when they vote the political parties, whether NDC or MPP. You people I am looking at a different lens. Maybe I'm also here different lens. I am speaking as a Ghanaian at the moment. I am not talking about my NLC or our vision. I am speaking as a Ghanaian. What is happening in a country that change comes from we the people that are voting for change. And who are we waiting for? NDC have their flaws. But every time my brother comes to the line,
abbreviation acronym NLC.
National Liberation Congress. That is why I was trying to tell you,
the same as Mekai Buzia time. Now there was some NLC, me boy.
Yeah, Congress. NLC. And friends say the NLC Council. Unso me you but yeah, the National Liberation Congress. Or me National Liberation Council.
You, SMW. Adiasa. Adiasa. Me kwada. Mapon. Adiasa. Achina.
That is NFM
Radio.
Because I'll say the choice is between the NDC and the MPP. Into NJ at the NDC. One away a third force now was we a third force now. What's the NDC and MPP for maintaining the status quo for up to this now? Who you are happy with the Electoral Commission for what he's doing? Into mention farm out. Now what can you change? You are not worried about what the Electoral Commission is doing. You are not worried about what is happening in the country.
Third force, no more party, man. Almost free.
You can change the system.
Earlier, Mami Kranina or can a bro for no. I mean, bubu bro from around every day. Now why?
But if you believe that Sanet here, get back to your roots. The NDC is your roots. If you believe that Sanet here, why are you angry with the NDC and you are moving out and talking? Get back to your roots because nobody can change it. Because one person you are not ready to even change it. You don't even accept to say that the Electoral Commission has a responsibility. You don't even accept it. So why do you move from the NDC?
No, listen, Joe. If you do this, Joe, we are not going to go. Look, and look, me no, I am disappointed in him. Hey, such a progressive party, something must change. Also, that's the reality. Jesus Christ. You. Until third force comes.
You are missing the two. There's a difference between finding solution and what
until the third force. Okay, Matthias here. Until the third force comes, Sanet here. Listen, media Baku or Ghana, media Baku or Leeds, Northwest England. Na me team Fifi. Me damu na ase. Nyame ya adomwa.
My last word. We can only find solutions if we fight the system now.
Okay.
If we fight the ills of today, that is
you said last word, but you are speaking a sentence. Me da say. Have a good night.
We are facing the reality here. We are facing the reality what is happening.
All right. Reality for Adianji. Bye-bye.
Moko school, mama. Mange fie, chida, emi. Meme ma bruso. Emi ara. Meme ma bruso. Oh, emi o. Meme ma bruso. Imo de fie sa. And now that's mine. Mange. Mo no me boy, mo pa me guitar, mo come on some show there.